What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I am one of your hosts, Greg Miller. Surrounded by my blue boy.
Blue pretty boy.
I got some blue boys today. Over here, the producer slash seducer, Nick Scarpino.
I'm almost
out of water.
Huh?
That producer slash seducer.
Okay, well, today I did the blue boy thing.
I like blue boy.
Do it for me, Greg.
Producer slash seducer, Nick Scarpino.
I just wanted to note as well, I am almost out of water again. It's my second cup. That's how dehydrated I am. If I pass out, tell the EMT he's only had coffee today from Starbucks.
So, okay, walk me through it. Today you're doing the Kind of Funny morning show.
I'm
Hit
on
show,
a
youtube.com/kindoffunny.
I'm on a roll. Me and Joester's just letting me go, and I'm going.
Sure.
I'm getting lost, but I'm coming back.
She's throwing up the clay pigeons, and you're shooting them down.
Spinning it around. You know that thing that fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger did in T2 where he's like,
the coolest way to cock a shotgun ever.
And every one of us did that from now, but it was too long, so we kept hitting ourselves in the eye.
Yeah.
I'm doing that. I'm talking. I realize I've talked like I do on that show for probably 40 minutes straight without saying anything of any consequence.
Of course, yeah.
And then all of a sudden the room goes a little wobbly on me, and I come back to it. I'm like, did I almost just pass out?
Did you say that on the show?
Yeah. And Joey's like, I think you almost did. Like, I saw your eyes go. I was like, I think you saw my eyes go a little wonky wonk.
God.
And I was like,
here's
cool.
what I'm going to say. Next time, just lean into it.
Yeah, dude.
You know that would be great for views. If Nick Scarpino passed out on the show.
I was totally like, how do I get back to that moment? But then I kind of got freaked out a little bit. Like maybe I should hydrate and drink some water because I might die. Like maybe my brain's not getting some sort of fluid that it needs.
Sure.
Dopamine.
Because evidently maybe 500 to 600 milligrams of caffeine in each one of those. Because here's what happened. I had one of those days where I had a great night last night, but it went late. And I was late. And I was
great night being you did comedy.
I did jiu-jitsu, and then I did a comedy set afterward at a place called
Do you ever go
Delirium, and it was nice. It was fun.
I like to give you the advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought about going to the comedy routine still in the kimono you wear when you do the jiu-jitsu? Because I think that'd be funny.
Multiple times. Sometimes they do call it a kimono.
Really?
Yeah, it's a gi but when they sell it, they call it a kimono. Some people refer to it as a hat. It's weird.
Do you ever refer to it as the dragon?
No, but I do sometimes do no gi jiu-jitsu where I have to wear rash guards.
Oh.
And I think about wearing the rash guard sometimes there because I just like the way it feels. I feel like a superhero.
Sure.
In my brain, I look like Chris Evans.
Yeah.
When he wears on the deck of the helicarrier.
When he's wearing the Under Armour stuff.
Yeah, where he's just wearing the Under Armour. He's just standing there in like a weird
Why did it sound like you said Helen Keller?
Helen Keller's house. He goes there and just punches her in the face because she can't see.
Jesus. Chris Evans wouldn't do that. He's Captain America.
No, you don't know what he's doing, do you? You don't see him every second of every day.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Long story short.
Yeah, please lay it on me.
I was out last night.
Sure.
I got up a little late today.
Sure.
Cleaned up the house a little bit. Realized I was going to be late. And you do the calculation. We're like, well, if I get there by like 10:20, I still have 20 minutes to put some stories on there.
Sure.
We'll be fine. Kevin's going to start bugging me around.
As he should.
10:45-ish to get 5 minutes, 5-minute break.
Kevin, we asked him to do that. We asked him to be the little pit bull.
So I'm driving in, and I got a Starbucks already. And I finished the Starbucks by the time I got to the one over in West Portal. And I thought to myself, look, it's 10:15. If I can see a spot, if there's a spot there, that's God's way of saying get a refill.
That's a great
100%.
great start.
And there was not only a spot there, it was green. The meter was flashing green. I was like,
Oh.
oh my
in.
God just gave me an extra 5 minutes to get this.
Yeah.
Right? I pull over, there's 2 minutes left. I pump in a dime, 5 minutes, walk in. And the guy sees me walk in with the cup. But he's the bro. He's the guy with the things in his ears.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just, he doesn't
You know the
give a
guys
fuck.
with the things in his ears, viewers, listeners.
He's a cool guy. He sees us. He knows us. So I'm in and out 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half. And that's it. And then I get here, I suck that thing half down, and I am...
And right on the show?
It's way too much caffeine.
Sure.
Way too much caffeine.
Yeah. That's the problem is coffee's so good.
It's so
I
fucking
first
good.
off wish I could drink it all the time.
You can?
No, I can't. Well, after 4 p.m., it's going to keep me awake.
Me too.
So that...
Really?
When
I've tried to stop drinking, like... Because I used to do like 2-3 cups on this show.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I've just gone over to water.
BTW, at Tim Gettys is here too.
Let him host. Yeah.
But no, I'll find myself at night fantasizing about the cup of coffee I have in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Because I enjoy coffee that much.
See, I don't. I just enjoy. I like drinking things.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's something about like coffee to me. I'm like that's just a hot thing to drink.
Sure. But like this morning, it was one of those where Jen makes the French press in the morning.
Yeah, she does.
So then she gives me a little to-go cup because she's adorable. And then I drink it when I get here. And then I finish it. And that's when I should have the first water of the day.
Yeah.
But instead I make one of the Keurig pods here and have another coffee. And that's when it gets... I've been living on the edge doing 3 coffees lately.
Yeah,
and those games dailies have been what the kids call electrifying.
Electrifying. I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
Normally, here's what I do, because my doctor gave me a good advice one time, because he's like, you're clearly addicted to coffee and you're probably never going to stop. It's going to kill you. But on the way there, he was like, here's what you do. You got the Starbucks cup, right? Finish it, fill it up with water. Fill it up with water again, then you can have another cup of
And
coffee.
shake that ice around.
Yeah. And I get it. But I've neglected to do that today. And today I did the opposite, where instead of filling it up with water, I just had them refill it with coffee.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
Well, see, that's what I hate about. I had a great lunch. Nobody was here, so I got to enjoy my peace and quiet, have my dinner, and be all set. Or lunch, whatever they call it.
Hats off, pants off.
I finished it, and then I inhaled some granola, the chocolate kind I like so much.
Too much.
Also, guess how much? You know, kind granola is what I eat. It turns out.
That Kind bars?
I finished the bag, and I saw it on there. Guess how many Instagram followers they have?
Oof, I don't know.
100,000.
200,000.
167,000.
Wow.
Because I was like, you know what I'm gonna do?
These fucking brands,
I'm gonna
dude.
tweet or Instagram about this granola that I eat every day, and I'm gonna get some free granola. And I went there. I'm like, well, I'm a drop in the bucket to them.
You're too big.
Fucking
They're
deal.
too big. Too big to fail.
But I finished the chocolate, and I was like, you know what I want? I want a cup of coffee. So I had the cup of coffee, and then I had the cup of coffee while we did the Ask Kind of Funny Games Cast Anything video.
Yeah.
And then this thing's right next, and I was like, well, I want a beer too. So here we go.
Here we go.
I'm giving the body the upper, and then I give it the downer.
I don't want to give the full story to this.
Sure. Why not?
But for some reason, I was looking up an organic tampon company.
Okay, fuck you. I gotta hear the whole story.
At some point,
gotta hear the whole story.
At some point, you'll hear the whole story. But
come on.
I know I'm with Greg on this one. You got to stop and you got to back up.
I'll tell you guys.
It's got to be a Gia thing.
Is it just that Gia wanted organic
Maybe
tampons?
not, maybe. I don't know.
That's not an embarrassing thing. It's a Gia thing to say for sure.
It does make me think about
It's a whole
the
thing.
lower half of Gia's body.
It has a lot to do with the lower half of Gia's body. I mean, potentially. Whatever. So, I was like, how many followers can these people have?
Yeah.
100,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this fake? Is this bullshit? And I started looking at them. I'm like, there's engagement. There's people fucking talking about
People
this
love them
shit.
tampons,
And
man.
they're posting up all these pictures. They're super consistent. I'm like, this is kind of nuts. Now, the story gets a little bit deeper.
Wild on E.
It was me and Joey.
I like how you
walking.
use the word deeper.
Yes.
Yes.
Me and Joey walking, we're talking about this, and she's like, oh, like, I know people that work at an organic tampon company or something to that extent.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, yeah, like, from what I hear, there's 2 major companies that do this. And then we were just having this conversation. We get back. Joey slacks me a fucking Instagram ad she got. One of these goddamn tampon companies.
Oh, they're listening, bro.
They're fucking listening.
Your phone listens to
A couple
you.
days ago,
Yeah.
I was talking to Gia. Remember, as everybody at home knows, in my toilet, I have a
Blue light.
and it's motion censored. So whenever like I start to go to the bathroom, it turns on, which is super nice. And I'm like, I want every room I go into to have this kind of like nightlight.
Nightlife.
Also nightlife too with this fucking neon blue shade. It's fucking hot.
Bye, Kevin.
Bye. And I was talking about how I want like our side table to have like
The
lights,
toilet bowl light.
like toilet bowl lights. And the next day, I get an Instagram ad for a smart side table that has wireless charging for your phone and watch, and like you pull out a drawer, it's a refrigerator.
That's cool.
Oh, that's too much.
That is cool. That's cool.
For your couch or your bed?
For your
Side
bed.
table for your bed.
Yeah.
Look,
Why the
Royce?
fuck would I? Oh my
Are you
god.
kidding me?
Coca-Cola?
Wake up in the
I would
middle.
do
of, Wake up in the middle of the night.
Really?
It does kind of sound cool. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Keep a sandwich in there.
In the middle
just
of the
in
night
case.
when you're like parched.
Yeah. What
I
I
don't
thought
want it,
the
but I
problem
don't wanna get up.
I make myself a mason jar full of water every night before I go to bed and put it there, and I rarely, if ever, touch it.
Really?
See, I do the opposite where I
drinker.
drink way too much liquids before bed, and I have to pee, and it's always at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I never want to do it, and then I get shitty sleep from roughly 5:30 when my body's aware of it to roughly 7 where I finally give in, and go pee.
Yeah. But
hate
see,
it.
the thing is, imagine how much better an experience that would be if you could step down and the light turns on.
Well, if there's legitimately a way for them to make a hole in the bed where I could turn over with my morning wood, just stick my dick in there and start peeing, that's what I really need.
I mean, dude.
And then just fall back asleep.
Technology's there, Nick.
Why can't you pee in your bed? Why haven't we figured this out?
I don't know.
Why
You
don't they
can.
make? No, I need there to be like a filtration
clean, yeah.
device where it kind of sucks a little bit too, so I can take advantage of that when my wife's out of town.
Now I was gonna, do the normal
You
rigmarole.
are sexy. You are skinny. That's what I want to say.
Oh yeah, okay. I was
I
gonna do
know-
the rigmarole where I jump over, but instead, based on everything we're
Are we
having,
calling Gia?
no,
Oh.
we're calling my wife, Genevieve
Okay.
Saint Onge.
Sure.
Hello.
Hey Jen, you're on the Game Over Greggy show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. I love you so much. Hey, I remember the context anymore. Can you explain how in the middle of the night you hauled off and kicked me in the nuts as hard as possible?
Yeah.
I don't know what triggered it. I was taking, that famous perpendicular angle in my sleep where I like to form a T with you
Yeah.
as we sleep.
Yeah.
Seems
And I
right.
think I just got too excited and for some reason fucking kicked you in the nuts.
Cause yeah, we were sleeping face to face last night. Everything's fine, and then just bah! Just got woke up, super fucking full on kicked in the dick.
To your defense, though, you took it so well. Usually, you're like super overly dramatic when I either step on your nuts or Porty steps on your nuts, and you just immediately went back to sleep.
Not dramatic.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, thank you very
Well
much.
earned.
You don't know what it's like to have a 13-pound wiener dog put all his weight on your one fucking nut.
It's a lot.
You've got two.
Well, I have two, but I mean the one that he got all of one. It was the other night. If I'm lying, I'm dying, Tim.
Yeah.
We're on the couch and Jen's cuddled up on my right arm. I forget what's happening with my left arm, but it's kind of pinned down. And then Portillo was going to walk to her and just fucking his little right paw all the way, just right on the right nut. And I jerked up to try to pull my right arm, but I was pinned under my wife. And so I was there. I was done.
Yeah.
It was over. I was
It's
pinned
just
down.
that you had to take the
Feeling
pain.
goes in your
Yeah.
stomach.
Take the pain.
So mad.
Well, you don't know what it's like, babe. All right, fine. This is not the sympathy I love. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Just laughing. She's just laughing at me on the show.
Hey, man. Parents just don't understand.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table, each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode a week early. That's right, the Friday before it goes up on youtube.com/kindafunny. If you want it even earlier, you can watch us record it live for just $1. If we screw up, and during the post show, show you Mr. Bucket video, and it kind of puts the whole business in jeopardy, you would
Mr.
know
Bucket,
about that.
man.
You would know all about that. You can also, of course, on that Friday of early access, see the pre and post show there as part of the video. If you have no bucks to toss our way, though, no big deal. It goes up 1 week later, that there Friday, youtube.com/kindafunny. Nick, what are you doing?
Just fucking hot about Mr. Bucket. I'll be honest with you. Fuck Mr. Bucket is all I'm saying. I thought they did us so fucking wrong. So wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure, by the way, that it's the official Mr. Bucket channel.
It is
I don't
not-
even
it
think
is-
that it
I feel
there
like
is-
it's some other
there
fucking
is no
asshole
official Mr. Bucket channel.
that uploaded the Mr. Bucket clip and is now being a dickhole about it. And this is why I say, you say, oh, we shouldn't do bad things like this. I feel like that's predatory. I feel like that's the insidious thing, that you stole someone else's clip and now you're making money off it and
You know
you're
what?
fucking
I
other people
prefer not
over.
to start disparaging them because they already have power. They already got us a copyright strike. Let's not fuck with these
They
guys.
can't do much worse. That's
Yeah,
my
what the fuck else are they gonna do? What, are they gonna come after your fucking mom?
Mom, be
If they come after Greg's mom, we're coming after Mrs.
Mom-
Bucket, and it won't
Mrs.
be
I was
funny.
gonna
I'll
say, Mom
fuck
looks out
Mrs.
the
Bucket
keyhole
up.
and it's just fucking Mr. Bucket.
That would be terrifying.
Run, Mom, run! It's like,
Watch out for the balls!
That
Don't
fucking
slip!
song.
Gregory, one of your childhood toys. Run, Mom, run!
No, Mom, don't answer the door. You say, Mr. Bucket.
She goes around the back
Mr.
door.
Bucket.
The hungry
Mr.
hippos are
Bucket.
just sitting there.
Jesus
waiting.
Christ. They got all their friends together to come fuck with Mrs. Kennedy.
Nick Scarpino,
Yeah.
producer/seducer. What's your topic?
Why are movies so fucking long these days? Is
They need
my
to compete
topic.
with TV and a topic.
I was watching.
Nailed it.
I
It's
wanted to hop on just the old nostalgia train yesterday, right? As you guys know, I've been reading a lot of. I've been fully immersing myself in stand-up and reading a lot of biographies. Read Rodney Dangerfield's biography where he talks about casting Sam Kinison in a movie called Back to School. Read Sam Kinison's biography where he talks about how awesome Rodney was to cast him in a movie called Back to School.
Really?
And then oh yeah,
Part
there
don't
were,
you believe?
Like there was two sides of the same story.
Oh yeah, they talk about. I mean, Rodney Dangerfield was used to do a special on HBO called I think it was like the Rodney Dangerfield Comedy Hour or whatever, where he would find young up and coming comics and feature them, and it blew a lot of people up. Sam Kinison was one of those people, and he was a good friend of Sam's, and so when he got into film and started doing movies, he asked Sam to be in Back to School as the history professor.
right?
Yeah, he was like Saya, right? It's 2 small scenes in the movie, but he was really great in it.
Steals them.
And when I read Sam Kinison's brother's book about him, actually it wasn't Sam Kinison's book. His brother wrote a book called Brother Sam. He talks about how important that was to Sam because Sam wanted to get into movies, and that was the thing that showed Hollywood that he could actually like be a character and steal a scene and like really shine in movies.
I always think of him from Married with Children.
Yeah.
Where he was the the angel for Al Bundy or whatever. Yeah.
He talks about that as well. He also had huge demons and basically screwed himself out of a lot of opportunities because he just did a lot of cocaine.
Killed himself too, right?
Did not kill himself, actually. was clean. Someone hit him head on going out to Laughlin. It's really sad. Actually.
I didn't mean suicide, but it's still wrong. I thought he was under the influence or something when he died.
No, I don't believe he was. I think
wow.
the driver evidently had a few beers, and I don't know if they ever figured out why, but he hopped the lane and slammed right into Sam and killed him pretty much.
Wow.
He died a few hours later in a hospital. Really sad. Now he had some stuff in his system, but they don't think it was enough.
It didn't impair him.
I don't think it impaired him. No.
I love that you winked.
What's that?
That you once again winked with the eye that they can't see, but you
Did I
just
mean to do that?
he had some stuff in his.
Well, he had like they said he had. I guess the way it goes is he had the autopsy report was like he had trace amounts of a lot of drugs, but it was stuff that could have been in his system for months.
Gotcha.
Up until that point, so nothing that would have indicated, other than I think pot, that he was like.
So if the other guy's drinking and hops into the other lane.
Yeah,
that's probably what happened.
He hopped the lane. I guess wasn't paying attention. So yeah, it was really
My
sad.
apologies.
Actually,
I totally derailed where you're going with it.
Long story short, I was like, I was just trying to find something to watch last night. I came home around 10, and I'm like, I'm tired. I just want to watch something that's I'm going to be able to watch for like 30 minutes, and then just zone out, go to bed, take a shower, go to bed. Jack one off, and then go to bed. Just squirt one out.
In your motion toilet bowl.
Do I have a motion toilet bowl?
No, I was making a call back to his blue light.
Oh, I appreciate that. I do want to poop in that one these days.
Does it not get disgusting, like poop splashback on it and stuff?
The thing's on the outside.
Light?
Because it's very tiny. Like there's like a pack that goes on the outside, and there's like this string that goes with the little bulb. But the bulb, it's just like it attaches just to the top right underneath the seat.
Okay.
It's kind of just on the
lid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's totally fine.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
I wouldn't put it in my mouth.
Sure.
No, there's lots of things I wouldn't put in my mouth.
You
But
won't
there's lots of
put
things that I
cheese in
have
it?
put in
Yeah,
my mouth.
Yeah.
So I get home last night, throw on, I'm looking at Amazon Prime, and what's on there? Back to School. I haven't watched that in a while. Let's say, hey, you know who else is in it? Johnny from Cobra Kai.
Okay.
William Zabka is in it.
Lindy.
I was like, I haven't seen him in a while.
Mark Wahlberg.
So I started, Mark Wahlberg. Hey, you guys want to sit down and watch one of my films? One of my fucking Oscar-winning films? So I start watching it, and I'm getting tired. And I'm like, I gotta take a shower still because I worked out tonight, so I can't go to bed like stinky. So I'm like, I guess maybe I'll watch the rest of this tomorrow. Pause it. It's only got 10 minutes left. It's an 80s movie.
How long is it?
I'm like 90 minutes maybe.
Wow.
No, I mean nothing. Right when we get to the point where he's gets into a problem, from the point where basically they discover he's cheated on all of his papers, to the point where he passes the long test that allows it. It's like maybe 5 minutes of montage. It's just
it's like Clueless I just watched. They introduce all of like the critical
all the bad
elements
things. Yeah.
approximately 12 minutes before credits roll.
It's fantastic. And what I realized watching the movie was modern movies would have had another 30 minutes of just characters fucking making the wrong choices in there, just clearly being dumb shits and not getting it, and then finally having a resolution, which some would say, yeah, of course, adds to the overall emotional impact and effect of the movie. But I would be like, I got everything I needed out of that. I felt good about myself. I feel like Rodney Dangerfield's character had some growth. His son and his relationship was repaired. His son got to make out with the hot girl. William Zabka is a bitch, and we go on.
Day.
It was fantastic.
I'm with you to an extent. Just watched A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
And that movie is an hour and a half on the dot.
Perfect.
With credits.
That's great.
And I'm like, let's fucking go.
Let's go.
And they told a great story. They got in, got out. There was no unnecessary
How
scenes.
much more quiet do you need? Do you need
Not
another
much.
30
It's
minutes of quiet?
Very, very stressful.
Yeah.
To watch that movie.
That's good.
But the thing is, the other side of the argument I got.
Go ahead.
When we're talking about tentpole things like Star Wars movies, Marvel movies, like all that stuff, I want them to be 3 hours long.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand the argument you're making.
But that's because those are more TV-esque. They're more episodic and serialized.
Yeah.
Caddyshack.
Yeah.
1 hour, 38 minutes. It's
Yeah,
like
it's about 98
very
minutes,
small.
yeah.
It's very small.
What's Back to School?
Then
I think that includes credits.
The House, 1 hour, 28 minutes.
The House, which was
The new. That's a new
yeah.
comedy.
These are why I like these comedies.
And then
You know, I don't need more.
blockers, cock
Yeah.
blockers, an hour 40 minutes. Like, what do you? These aren't even that long.
40 minutes. This is getting long.
It's
getting long.
2 minutes longer than Caddyshack.
Yeah, but then you got movies like 40-Year-Old Virgin, right? Or Superbad, where you're like, this movie
those aren't movies of the time though anymore.
but they're really fucking
Those
long.
aren't movies of the time anymore though. I've just brought up contemporary things. You're talking about why are movies so long
Let's
these
take
days.
Let's take a look. How long is Dirty Grandpa? That's the seminal film. That'll denote how long a comedy needs to be.
Speaking of Dirty Grandpa,
Here we go.
there's the other Grandpa movie, Bad Grandpa, with Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville.
There's a new movie with Johnny Knoxville. Have you seen the trailer for this?
No.
It's the cast of Jackass. Chris Pontius is there and all this
Great.
shit. The trailer starts
Those
off
fucking
with
talented geniuses.
with Johnny Knoxville in old people makeup, and he's like talking to his fucking grandkid.
Oh, I did
And,
see
like,
this.
There's this action park, this amusement park, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. Amusement park. You're right.
But it's kind of a weird thing. I don't know if it counts, but they're like, oh, we're getting outdone from all these other roller coaster places, so like we got to step it up and like let's take all the safety things off of the amusement park since all these kids are getting fucked up, and like they're doing real jackass stunts and shit. And Johnny Knoxville's in it. It looks really bad.
It looks like they did it looks like the stunts and the things they were doing in the action park are like them doing. It's
Jackass
really
stuff.
them doing jackass
And then
stuff.
they made a plot around
Yeah,
it.
exactly. 149 for Dirty Grandpa.
Yeah, see, that's okay.
Dirty Grandpa
That's
sailed by.
okay.
It's sailed
I just
by.
feel like when you start hitting the 2 hour,
Fantastic
the
film.
2 hour mark, the comedies, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. The comedies need to be a little shorter. So anytime a comedy starts getting long in the tooth, I'm like, we gotta, mostly just the Judd Apatow movies.
How long
We gotta
is
just cut it
Game
out.
Super Bad, I thought was I haven't seen it in years, but I remember enjoying it quite a bit.
There's like the whole
Super bad,
storyline with
super
the
long.
cops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
but I
watched
liked
it in
it.
Vegas, and I was like, this is too fucking
First
long.
half of that movie is fucking funny. The second half of the
Get
movie
in, get out. The thing about those
Game
movies,
night, an hour and 33 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I think hour and a half is
See-
what you're aiming for with a comedy.
a comedy should be.
Quiet Place was also great, and so many people were like, it feels like a short story. You know what I mean? Quiet Place. Yeah.
I watched Weekend at Bernie's.
Hell yeah, you
over
did.
the weekend.
Fuck yeah, you did.
Now I watched it in 2 settings, so it felt a little faster because you're taking a break, you go do your life, you come back. That movie's great too because they
How
go
long's
for.
that?
I don't know. Look it up. I don't fucking do research for the show.
Greg Miller, man. He's the fucking
You got the phone right there. You got it out. My phone's all the way over there. I love, by the way, I miss the 80s premises, by the way. Because the whole reason that these two fucking jackasses didn't tell the cops that they were carting around a dead guy, which, by the way, I'm sure has to be a crime somewhere, is because one of them liked the girl that was there.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
And then they figure out that the guy was trying to kill him, and then they think, oh, well, we got to carry this body around because if he's with us, then the assassin won't kill him, and then the assassin keeps trying to kill him. It's hilarious.
Weekend at Bernie's, an hour and 50 minutes.
Hour and 50?
1 hour, 50 minutes for Weekend at Bernie's.
No,
and I
I don't
bet it
believe
flew
that.
by.
I don't believe that.
Now, here's the next question I'm going to ask you.
It's-
Actually, the first question.
Yeah.
Mannequin. You remember Mannequin?
Andrew
yeah,
McCarthy, classic.
How long do you think Mannequin was?
I want to say that's like 90 minutes.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Mannequin as a grown man. With
It goes
a-
by
with-
so fast.
What's the nudity like in there?
I don't think there's any nudity. in it.
Really?
Yeah. I
Kim
don't think
Cattrall in there?
I think
No?
it was like, I actually think it was PG-13.
I remember they have
boobies.
sex at one point, and then they oversleep, and like other people walk into the mall, and he's just there naked with the naked model or the naked.
Yeah, he has the mannequin. There's a great part in Back to School that's totally inappropriate now, would never fly.
Oh, Jesus
where he
God.
walks into a sorority house thinking it's his son's fraternity house, and for no reason walks into the shower and he's like, "Hey, buddy, where's Jason?" And opens it up, and it's a woman just topless,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh my God!" Like screams, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then he opens it up and he goes, "You're perfect." And the cop's just escorting him out like it's an honest mistake, mister. I'm like, oh my God, he would fucking be in jail
They're
right now.
macing him in real life,
Oh
tasing
my
him,
God.
beating him
An
down.
old rich white guy fucking doing that would have just been put fucking down. It would have just right ping pong back of his
I'll
head.
tell you what, I'm ready to watch them back to school when I get home
Yeah.
tonight.
You should.
You
It's
know what
fun.
I wanna watch?
It's actually a really good movie. It holds up.
What do you want to watch?
Thinking about this, like the short movies, the long movies, right? Like the opposites. I'm like, what are long movies that I like that aren't superheroes or whatever? Fucking shout out to Titanic, man.
It's too long.
Too
no,
long.
it's not.
That is
No,
too long.
too
No,
fucking long.
You guys are fucking wrong.
Can't watch it
Titanic is 2 great movies.
Yeah.
2 great movies.
Yeah.
The
It's
love
a fucking-
story. part?
It's a love story, and then it's
Disaster
a fucking
film.
disaster
Yeah.
film, and both of them equally good.
I remember loving Titanic. I still love Titanic. It's just that's when to try to get psyched up to watch it. Like I'm doing a Jared's Red Dead podcast, right? And I need to watch Unforgiven, or no, I need to watch Tombstone beforehand. And even that's like great movie.
Tombstone's great.
I know, but it's like 2.5. It's like two and some change, and it is like psyching myself up. I got to do it tonight. I
don't
haven't
think-
broken into Jen yet.
I don't think Titanic's as long as you think it is. It was
thought it
the
was like 3 hours
It was
long.
the 2 VHS thing
Yeah, that scares
like
you.
really scares
Similar
you
to
and
the
throws you
2
off.
discs.
Yeah, Metal Gear, fucking
Yep.
Final Fantasy 3. Like, come on, man, shit's getting crazy there. But I feel like in modern time, if you just look at the runtime of
I'm looking.
Titanic, it'd be like, oh, Adventures in Infinity.
How
War.
long do you think Titanic is?
I'm gonna say 3.
How long do you think Titanic is?
2:45.
3 hours, 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's long as fuck.
Yeah, that's long.
That's actually, I remember the joke was that the movie was longer than it took for the actual ship to sink.
Oh.
That was the joke. I don't know if that's
Tombstone,
true or
2
not.
hours, 14 minutes. And I'm telling you, I got a
Tombstone's going to fly by, though, because it has one Kurt Russell in it and one Dan Delaney in it.
And you tell all the other Kurds, I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
You tell
and
them why
then
it's
like
coming.
fucking Val Kilmer's like all dying and shit. And he's
I'll be a
like,
Huckleberry.
Michael Biehn starts to start shit. And he's got, there's no little cups of it. He's got
He's
a
got
little
a little
cup. And,
cup.
he's
He's
like, and it's like, and everybody laughs at Michael Biehn. And they're like, that cuphead, you beat him.
He's a little cup.
But in reality, he would have fucked him up. I love that part. He's like, I'm here. I'll be a Huckleberry. That's just my game.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Tombstone.
my beef ain't with you longer. It's with him. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up anyway.
How hard is it going to
my
be to
words,
get
not
Michael
his.
Biehn on this show?
I don't know.
Hey, Joey, I need you to start doing some research on Michael Biehn, all right? You know who we're talking about, right? Okay.
Michael Biehn was awesome. He should have been a huge star.
Michael Biehn is awesome, and he was a huge star.
He was, but he should have
Terminator,
been. He
Tombstone.
should.
Is he Mr. Bean?
He should know.
Fucking The
That's
Rock.
Rowan Atkinson.
We spilled blood.
Same
in
blood, the same man. I cannot get out of. No, Michael Biehn was the star that never was. He was a guy that was in every James Cameron movie and should have been huge. He should have been a giant leading man, but he just never was. I think he had some substance problems, if memory serves correctly. But
Why is it anytime we start trying to talk about getting somebody on the show, you bring up the substance stuff?
well, it's his fucking history, not mine.
Yeah, dude.
You don't even know.
Substances.
You think you don't even know.
No, I'm pretty sure he did. He's the guy he plays Hicks in Aliens. He plays the lead character in Terminator.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He was awesome.
Okay.
And then just kind of went away for it. It was in Navy SEALs, starring opposite Charlie Sheen. Great fucking guy.
You know,
Love
movies
him.
need to be longer. Disney movies.
No.
Disney
No,
animated.
They're too long. They're too,
No.
Moana,
They're not
a little too long.
They're not too fucking long. Disney animated movies always suffer from a thing where there's just a chunk of the movie missing. They run through some plot points. You're just like, what the fuck?
Are you talking about the
is going
CG
on
ones
here?
now or the hand-drawn
Disney
ones?
movies. Yeah, the Disney side of things. Now, you know who does it right? Pixar. Pixar knows how to make a fucking movie.
Who did Moana?
Flesh out how Disney.
That was a little too long.
I don't know, man. It just wasn't that great.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's
That's
a
fair.
difference
There
there.
we got to the part where The Rock started singing. I was like,
Like, that was necessary.
This is an unnecessary
Moana
musical
had a
number.
lot of unnecessary things that were fucking awesome, like the big snail thing. Best song
That
in
was
the
amazing.
fucking movie.
Jermaine from Flight of the
Clements,
Conchords.
Yeah, but like totally unnecessary.
Totally unnecessary.
Like, oh, here's
Stupid.
a side boss. Why?
I don't know. Cool crowd,
I'm
though.
talking about the good Disney movies.
Like
The
what?
real good ones.
Give me an
Lion
example.
King, Beauty and the Beast.
Lion King's fantastic.
It is fantastic, but there's just like there's a big chunk there where you're like, Simba goes away,
Yeah.
all this shit happens, and then it goes real fast.
We don't
and
need to
comes
know
back.
it. We don't need to lament about
I think they
Pride
did.
Rock. We're good.
I think there was a couple scenes they could add.
Yeah,
that
there's
would've
probably a
made it
couple.
better.
There might have been. The thing with those animated movies, those are took so long and were so tremendously expensive back in the day to do that it's like you get where they're like, we just need to limit the page count on this motherfucker to like 90
Yeah.
pages. We can't go beyond this, or it's going to add millions and millions
Is
of
it even
dollars.
90 minutes?
It probably is. Most films have to had to hit the hour 20, hour 30 minute mark to feel like a real film. Because there was a real
movies
time when
usually
they
feel
were
like an hour
concerned that
10.
maybe it might have been.
Michael Biehn struggled with alcohol addiction.
Yeah.
It looks like that's
Yeah.
it. His Wikipedia didn't
That's
say
it.
anything about it, which scared me because I was like, here we go. Nick just fucking.
No,
slandered
I remember
somebody on air
reading.
again.
I think it was a Screen Rant article that was an interview with him. That they were like,
It
what
looks like
happened
there's
to
a
you?
video about it. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think
we gotta get him in here.
He's been open about it. I mean, I love him, and
Me too.
when you go back and look at his filmography, it's ridiculous. I mean, he was like James Cameron's boy.
Yeah.
but I just think he started being unreliable, unfortunately, and
Sure.
sort of. He's the fucking star of Terminator and Aliens. So James Cameron's first two gigantic movies, he was like, "Hey, I'm going to cast you as this guy." That was so good.
I agree.
I'm gonna go back and watch Aliens.
Yeah, it's one of those things too that you could watch.
Obviously, when I say why aren't movies shorter, I'm being a little facetious. I don't mind if it's a good movie, it's long, but I do miss the days when you'd get in and out of the theater and be like, that was a nice little experience. Like, I just remember in the 80s, everything was like hour 20, hour 30.
I don't care.
It wasn't
if-
until like Braveheart that really we were like, oh, we can go beyond 2 hours and still tell a compelling story.
I don't care if a movie's long as it's great the entire time.
But see, I watch movies multiple times. And so sometimes I'm like, I don't need Back to School to be 3 hours long. I want to just get in, get out, see it again with fresh eyes after having not watched it for 10 years,
Sure.
and see if the jokes still hit. Watch Sam Kinnison's performance after having
See,
just
that's
read
the
his
problem
biography.
is you're looking at it all wrong. If you
Talking
want
to me all wrong.
if
It's
you
the wrong tone.
if you want to watch that, if you want to see sections, just jump to those sections. Then you know what I mean.
Or YouTube.
Or YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's people like you that ruined Bryan Singer's Superman Returns because he had to cut
Really?
so much of it out and ruined it. It's people like you that ruined Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Because they had to trim it down to 2 hours 45 minutes instead of 3 hour ultimate cut, and I could have gone for a 5 hour cut.
Yeah.
Just give me everything.
Yeah, I really did need
People
more.
like you ruined
I needed
Justice
more
League.
exposition as to why Superman was stopping terrorists in the middle of the desert at the beginning of that movie. That really did. It really added.
And see, that's the
to
big
what
problem,
was going
right?
on.
You see all these terrorists get killed with bullets, and then Superman get blamed. You're like, how does that make any sense, right?
That was the problem.
But when you go back in the Ultimate Cut
Mm-hmm.
and you see them burn the bodies a little bit longer, you're like, oh, that's heat vision. Somehow the burning of the bodies hid the bullets. So now everybody just thinks it's heat vision. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
What the sign of a great movie is the audience needs to make giant leaps in logic and assumptions
Yeah.
for themselves.
Yeah, of
Because you don't
course.
want the
Yeah.
audience to actually get spoon-fed any sort of like coherent plot line.
That's the problem.
You want them to be able to fill in the blanks just like a Kojima
With
game.
most of the DC EU, that's the problem, is that we respected you people too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
we
get
didn't
that.
want to. We didn't want to spoon feed you every piece.
I get
we
that.
thought maybe you'd like to understand. Was the Flash sequence a dream or was it a thing? There's papers in the air, but he's back to sleep. Did it really happen? Did it not happen?
Mm-hmm.
Then in Justice League, we don't even mention it.
I especially like that part in that one movie, Suicide Squad, where they were like, you should just fill in what Batman's doing this entire time. That'd be super fun. Just make up your own little story. Like, what's he doing right now?
he doing? What's he
doing
doing?
when
He's
doing
Gotham's
Batman
under
stuff.
fucking attack by this by
It wasn't in
Enchantress?
Gotham. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude.
Midtown City, idiot.
Where the fuck is Midtown City? Is that directly next door to Gotham? Also,
Probably.
just like Metropolis.
It's Metropolis, Gotham, and then you can just see Midtown
Central
City,
City
as well.
is like 15 minutes west.
Little jaunt.
The
So-
world apparently is just the size of San Francisco.
So is it just movies are too long? What are your modern examples recently that have gotten under your skin about being too long? You bring
I
up
feel
Superbad,
like-
I
so
don't
we
get
talked
it.
about Game Night,
You loved Infinity
was an
War.
hour and a half.
Perfect.
I feel like that could have been like they
didn't
could have
watch
gotten
the movie, Nick.
I watched 40 minutes of the movie, Tim.
Did you?
I did. And I remember because I came out of the movie, and when I asked for my money back, the woman's like, "You've watched more than half this movie."
Now, the
And I'm
thing
like,
is,
"Wow, it really felt
20
like I was in there
minutes
for
of
an."
previews.
Checkmate.
No, maybe, sure, I'll give you that. But I feel like in order to get to the action of Game Night, it took a long time to set that movie up. They could have shaved 10 minutes of that off. I wanted to get to the fun part. Instead, we're developing this relationship with Rachel McAdams and fucking what's his name, Scott
Bateman.
Baio's
Days
character.
Off, man.
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman
It's a
as these
good
two
movie.
insane human beings that are totally unlikable to start off with. And I was like,
get
these
so
people are
likable.
assholes. They're assholes.
love
Nobody's this competitive. They're idiots. If I had those two friends, we would all have agreed to ostracise them a long time ago. Not together. We would just have done it one by one. And
Yeah.
then you and I would have gone out to
Eventually
lunch and been like, oh, you're not hanging out with them either? Yeah, because they're fucking psychopaths. I don't think it's any. I mean, I love where the movie's at right now. I don't mind a 2-hour experience. It doesn't matter. I love going back and watching like some of these 80s movies that are just in and out. Like that whole section of the third act where we have to like the character has to just constantly get shit on, and like I think Wedding Crashers is a perfect example where Wedding Crashers is a really funny movie.
Yeah.
But there's a good 20 minutes
Yeah.
where Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn just aren't talking, and you're like, wow. I don't fucking care about this.
Now-
Like, get back to the point. Get back to where you're friends.
You're right, but I do feel like those moments are what make Wedding Crashers a good movie and not just a funny movie.
Fair.
Ooh.
And I think that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. They should always go for making better movies. When I saw that movie, I'm like, really good movie. Then I want to go back and rewatch it. Always at that point and go, I fucking hate this part. I don't like this part. I want to get to the part where Isla Fisher's back and she's like, I was kidding. I fuck a lot. And he's like, oh my God, that's the hottest thing that I've ever seen. And like, then they become friends again. And then he gets Rachel McAdams. That's what I want. I
feel you, dude.
maybe I'm just responding to the fact that I don't like the overabundance of disturbing, like dumb conflict in most movies where characters are just like, dude, clearly you fucking just get to it, guy. Get to the
problem is,
resolution.
I feel like there's the other side though. And again, I'm really judging this based off Clueless, which I just watched last week for the first time.
I haven't seen Clueless in forever, so I have to
And
go back and watch.
That movie is nothing happens.
By the way,
until the very
It's a
end.
high
By the way,
school experience.
But it's like-
point to bring up. I made a mistake. I said he was like 21. He was supposed to be like 19 in that movie. She was supposed to be 16.
She was definitely 16.
Yeah, but he wasn't supposed to be so much older than them
man.
that it warranted me going like, hey, all of these lawyers around would probably threaten this guy with statutory rape.
I mean, 19 still.
Still,
it was a
but,
different
like,
time. It was the 90s.
It
We
was
didn't
the
know.
90s. Everyone was older back then.
People were going and they were seeing that other one with the fucking Princess Bride main character and Alicia Silverstone, where she acted like he raped her and didn't.
The Crush.
That was
Man,
it.
she was dangerous in that movie. Yeah, baby. That's hot.
To be fair,
The worst possible worst.
to be fair, we were contemporaries at the time, and yeah, I remember being like,
Oh, yeah, I think
this
she's probably
girl-
my
It's
age.
just like when she became Batgirl, and I was like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was a great. That when I heard that Alicia Silverstone was going to be Batgirl, I was like, that is great. And then you saw that movie.
Yeah, but she wasn't the problem.
She was part of the problem.
No.
Everyone was part of the problem.
Everyone,
in that movie.
but it wasn't.
Everyone in that movie
You got
should
a
be
writer
burned
and
to
you
the
got a
ground.
director there, and that's the problem.
Yeah. There's a lot of problems.
When they come to George Clooney, they're like, do this. Like, I can't be mad at George Clooney.
George Clooney hates that movie.
I know he does.
And it's great. And
Yeah.
I love that. Made me re-like him again. Because there was a dark time where I was like, George Clooney, you
What?
did me fucking wrong. You did me fucking wrong, bro.
He didn't do anything.
At least
Joel
Val Kilmer.
Schumacher did you dirty.
Yeah, Schumacher.
How long is Batman and Robin?
Batman too long. Oh god.
100%.
Way too long. I don't know. I have to look at it.
Now, here's my question for you. And there is no answer for this.
Sure.
How long should tag be?
Tag hour 20.
Okay.
85 to 90 minutes. That's it.
I'm going to be honest with you. Tag to me is a perfect example of a movie that I already saw. I'm good. The trailer, that's as long as that movie needed to be. The trailer made me laugh enough.
The thing is,
Batman and Robin,
that's weird.
125 minutes.
125 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So 2 hours, 5 minutes.
Jesus fucking first. This is way too fucking long. I did the math wrong on that. I was like, oh, it was an hour 25 minutes. Nope.
No, that's not how it works.
Why is that? I mean, Dark Knight, love that movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can all agree, one of the best, if not the best, Batman / superhero movies ever made.
Sure.
You go back and watch that, even. A little too long. Could have been a little less long. Love it.
A little less long.
Love it. When I sat there, we watched it at E3. Remember they had the whole showing of that. Like I don't know if you were there or not. But
I didn't go.
The projector broke.
Yeah,
and then we were
right.
like, "Fuck, are we really not gonna get to see this movie?" Like we're gonna fix it, and then they fixed it. Everyone clapped. Get to the end of that whole. That added like 30 minutes to my night. Didn't matter. Get to the end where he's like, "Why are they chasing him, Daddy?" And he's like, "Well, kid," and he explains it to him.
Strike quotes.
Well, you fucking kid, you fucking weird Jeffrey piece of shit. Wasn't that him?
No,
wasn't that
it was not Joffrey.
Wasn't that Joffrey piece
That
of
was
shit kid?
yeah, he was in Batman Begins.
Yeah, but it wasn't him.
And Batman gave him his goggles, but that was not Kid.
Right,
Gordon's kid.
because he's the hero we need, but not the one we want. Whatever, Joffrey, you're gonna grow up to be a fucking son of a bitch. Anyway, get to the end of that, and I'm like, fuck, right? It's that beautiful shot where he's going up the tunnel, and it's like he's our watchful guardian, our sentry, our dark knight. Skung, gong, gong, saka boo boo bang. Bump. And I'm like, that was amazing. Watch
Chris
it again.
Roper texted me. He texted me when he left the theater because I didn't go.
Yeah.
I was just, how is it, man? He's like, if this doesn't win every Oscar,
Yeah, it was
there's no justice.
It was no justice. But even going back and watching those, like going back and watching Dark Knight, you're like, he knew what he had, so he like rested on it a little bit. But there's some stuff in there. I was like, man,
You're so wrong.
Let's cut it out.
So
let's cut it out.
It's because you've seen it, because you know.
That's my thing. And again, I'm filtering all these movies. This is the maybe conservatively 7th time I've watched Back to School. So watching it again, I'm like, I want this to. I was pleasantly surprised that it sped by.
Yeah.
As opposed to the night prior, I started watching a movie called Married to the Mob, which I was like, I remember this being terrible, but I'm going to pop in.
Married to Mob?
Matthew Modine, Alec Baldwin, and Michelle Pfeiffer. She plays the wife of a mobster that gets
Did
killed.
she do like a New Jersey accent?
The whole time.
Okay.
And it's just as bad as you remember it.
Okay.
And I started watching, I got 20 minutes and I was like, oh my God, there are scenes in this that are just, I'm like, forget, I can't watch the movie. It's just a bad
YouTube's
movie.
for, man. Seriously, it's like so often I'll be like, I want to watch this movie. I'm like, no, really. I just want to see the Thor Ragnarok fight scene.
Yeah.
I just want to see a fight scene from Scott Pilgrim.
Sure.
I just want to
feel
see
you.
the Force fight from Transformers 2. YouTube.
For
Boom.
me,
Bada bing, bada bing.
largely all I want to do at night, and again, it's different if I'm like, I'm not gonna you fucking clean your brain up.
Get your put out.
Boy. Oh, slap that butt. No, largely all I want to do at night is make food, sit down, zone out for a bit. When I'm done with the food, the movie's still on. I'm on the forum or Reddit or whatever the fuck I'm looking at on my phone. Not really even paying attention to the movie. And then when it's over, I feel like I've accomplished something. That's where I'm at. But when it's like 2.5 hours and I got to pause the thing, and then I come back and it's the next day, I'm like, I'm not going to watch the rest of this. I'm just not going to do it. I'm bailing out.
You know what I put on the Netflix shame queue last night? L.A. Confidential. I've never seen it.
Oh,
and I looked at that cast and
great
I was like,
movie.
you know what? Hey, Tim, can I have more beer? This cast looks fucking rad.
I have 2 movies on my queue. And this actually is one of the things I'm probably responding to now.
Sure.
Is that I have started so many movies that I've just within 5 minutes, they drag,
out,
something's off, bail out. Not wanting this, right? I forget the last one that I did, but I was just like, we went through like 5 movies in a row, I shit you not. Where I just put all these things in the queue. I was like, we're going to go through the queue, start it, 5 minutes, gone. gone, voted out, veto.
Totally.
Right now, I have 2 movies on my queue though that when I start watching, there are certain movies where like don't start watching unless you plan to finish it.
Yep.
Right? You always talk about like you get to that part at the end of every game where you're like, do I want to do this because I know it's going to lead to like 3 hours and I got to finish it. I got to beat it all in one setting. LA Confidential is one of those movies. The other movie I have on my queue right now that is one of those movies is Heat.
Heat's on my queue too.
And I've
never watched Heat.
Oh,
thank you, Cool Greg.
Fuck.
Sorry, Tim died getting that beer.
Heat's just a very long movie.
Yeah, that's where like it falls into. Even though I'm watching with purpose for Tombstone in the Tombstone camp of like, I need 2 hours to sit down and do this and be all in. Like yesterday, it snuck up on us where we made dinner, ate it, and then we're like, let's put something on. And Jen opened the PlayStation, and it was still on HBO Go from the night before for Westworld. And she was like, oh, there's this documentary, A Dangerous Son. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, I read the description. I'm like, all right. And we just watched the entire thing. And it was super sad and depressing, but it was good.
Yeah.
But it was just like that thing of like, oh, wow, we just kind of walked into an hour and a half or whatever this was where I didn't expect to do this right here. But I know for certain movies, certain things I need to set aside time.
Heat's one of those movies that it's very like purposefully that style where it's very like, we're going to sit on the shot for a while. It's beautiful. There's not a lot of dialogue, but it's 3 hours long. Yeah. And in the middle of it has the coolest like bank robbery scene
I've heard a lot about that. I remember when
life.
GTA was coming up and they were doing heists. Everybody talked about Heat for a long time.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's just a fucking cool movie. And it's the first time that Robert De Niro and Al Pacino ever shared a scene together.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they've been in movies together.
Yeah.
They've been in Godfather, but they were playing different
time
differences. So they have a great scene where they're on opposite sides of the law and they sit down finally because he's just like, they're clearly aware of each other. De Niro's clearly aware that Pacino's hunting him. Yeah. And it's this weird kind of cat and mouse game, but they also have a respect and appreciation because they both been in the game for so long. And so they sit and they just have this great, he just like, it's a little bit of a spoiler for you. Okay. But he knows that Al Pacino's following him, so he pulls over and waits for him and he just walks over and he's like, you want to get a cup of coffee?
Nice.
And then they just sit and they have this fucking great scene that's like, it's so good. And then Val Kilmer's in it.
Yeah.
And he's just this fucking rad. He's just like, but like they're all broken and it's just a very beautiful, fucked up movie. But
cool. See, these are all long movies we like, Nick. So why do you want movies to be short?
Because I just want to be able to pop in.
You can do that. There's plenty of movies you can pop in and get it in.
I know. I just feel like, I don't know. I miss the time when movies were simpler, where you go back and you're like, we're in, we're out. We don't need a lot of character development in these.
I think the time is now, Nick, and that time it's called Movie Pass.
Ooh, doctor. No, Movie Pass. See, Movie Pass would do the opposite for me. Movie Pass would be if with the same thing I'm talking about. You missed this on net when I go through Netflix movies now. They're so disposable that within 5 minutes I'll be like, nope, never watching that ever again, ever. If it like there are so many Netflix movies right now that look like bad YouTube Red movies that I'm like, nope, done. I don't want this. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be Movie Pass for me. If I get Movie Pass and I'm like, not in this, just get up and leave.
I feel like
fuck it.
Over the weekend, I had Jen and I, again, were paging through HBO Go, right? We wanted something to watch with dinner, and we came across something and did something I felt was a very Nick Scarpino thing. I rarely rewatch movies, let alone go watch middle of the road movies that I don't remember well, but I know it. We watched You've Got Mail.
Wow.
Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks.
Classic,
and it's as usual, as you expect, any movie from that period. Man, this doesn't hold up. He is a creepy weirdo. Yeah. Why would she be in love with him at the end of this when he's lied to her for like 4 weeks about his identity?
Yeah, that movie has one of the best lines that I use this turn of phrase today. He calls her a pill.
Yeah.
And I was like, what does that mean? Like, she's hard to swallow. Like it's difficult to take. I'm like, I get it. That's great.
It's funny. I never knew that part of it because Jen was like, "Is that a saying?" I'm like, "Yeah. Nobody uses it anymore." She's like, "What does it mean?" I'm like, "You're annoying. This is because you're an annoying person."
Hard to get.
But
down.
I didn't do that part.
Yeah. There you go. You know what you should watch on HBO? Greg?
What's that, buddy?
Stand-up comedy special from Michelle Wolf called.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nice Lady.
I haven't seen it yet.
This is the woman from the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
I stand with our president. I'm sorry.
You should watch it
because you stand with America.
Yeah,
because you stand with America.
It's awesome.
People were saying her voice was annoying to them.
Her voice is the most annoying thing I've ever heard in the fucking world. It is like it's the worst voice possible. But she's aware of it and has a whole bit about it right off the top, where she's just like,
everybody get used to this.
I can't do anything about it.
Here's what I'd like to say.
But it's fucking quality.
Keep on.
I was going to say, do you think that she's going to... I mean, she's blowing up right now.
She's going to blow the fuck up.
Yeah.
And again, I said this on the morning show. She does the feminist comedy thing better than anybody's ever done it. Like it is so quick-witted and unique in terms of like it's the same premise everyone else has, but like the punchline she gets to is there's a lot of commentary, but it's also funny. And I'm like, I haven't heard those takes before. It's really good.
Here's my problem.
Yeah.
Is that and this is going to sound drastic, I know, especially in our current climate. I'm over the stand-up special. I feel growing up,
crazy, man.
Growing up, it would be Friday, Saturday nights. I'd be watching they used to do like a whole bunch of different things on TV on like Fox at night of like, here's from the Laugh Factory, and you watch all these people.
Yeah.
I watched so much stand-up comedy. I was so into it. And then, it faded a little bit in popularity, so I didn't think much about it.
90s,
Missed it. And then it came back really hard with all the Netflix specials and this, that, and the other. And I was watching it and listening to it, and I'm like, yeah. And then now I'm just at the point, like, the Chappelle ones went up, and I'm like, I like Dave Chappelle, but I cannot get motivated to watch this. I'm sorry.
Watch 'em, man.
Can't do it.
The four Dave Chappelle ones, I'd say 2 of them are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
One of them is pretty good, and one of them's a dud.
Yeah.
But those 2,
I just can't get stoked to watch it. The last one I watched was that it was on Netflix. It was Asian American woman. She was
Ali
pregnant.
Wong.
Yeah. And that was good. I liked
Cobra
that one.
or whatever it's called.
I don't remember any jokes from it. I remember enjoying
Yeah,
it.
we
but
saw her at the Comedy Store. She's fucking hilarious.
that was the last one
Pregnant again.
I really. And good for her. That was the last one. Get it, girl.
That's her whole thing.
She made a joke about it. She was like, I don't want to blow up her joke, but
Do it.
Well, she was talking about how like people are saying, "Is that going to be your thing from now on?
Yeah.
Like you're going to be the pregnant comic?" And she's like, "How is that sustainable?" She's like, "I can't keep getting pregnant." It was really funny.
That was the last one I think I watched. Maybe I did. I went the Tig. What's Tig's last name?
Tig Notaro.
I watched her thing about how she blew up off that thing where she came in and was like devastated when she thought she was sick.
There was
Or
that,
was
but
sick.
she was also partnered with Louis for a show, I think,
okay.
and he kind of blew up her life a little bit. It sucked.
He blew up her life?
His whole thing kind of fucked her.
Oh,
over.
really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, partnered with we're gonna make a TV show.
Yeah, they were working together.
I see. I
And
thought you meant
I think
partnered,
she was
like, they
gigging
were-
with him.
she
and
was
he
the
made-
opening actress
No,
or
no.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no. I do. Actually, I don't know if she was opening for him or not, but I know
But that's not what blew it up.
there was a business partnership, and then when Louis went down, it kind of fucked her over a little
Gotcha.
bit. Not for
But I mean,
me.
I enjoy those, but it's just like I feel like I'm just
Things have changed. I honestly think that there's been a big upward swell of quality after that era. Like, because that was like the introductory Netflix stand-up era. Like, since then, there's been Hassan Minaj and like things like that. You need to watch Hassan Minaj.
Who's he?
He is
the other guy that got famous for the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He's also wrote for the Daily Show.
Oh yeah, I know him.
He's
I
a
know.
correspondent.
He was he was mean to Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2. He was the pizza guy, right?
I think he was.
Tore the
actually.
sticker off his helmet.
I think that might have
Parker,
been him.
you're unreliable. He was definitely a correspondent for the Daily Show.
really.
Might have been him. He might
I
have been
can't
young for that
remember.
though. I don't know because Hassan
Hassan
Minaj I think
Minaj
is
like
like
my age.
28. Yeah, so he might have
maybe
been. That
I'm
might
wrong
not have been
then.
him. Hassan Minaj's
How do I
special was
how do I
great.
spell it?
Hassan
Hassan.
and then Nicki Minaj.
That doesn't help
Just
me
put
much.
Nicki.
buddy.
You know what? Just Google.
There
Nicki
it is,
Minaj.
I found it.
Just Google Nicki Minaj.
Oh, you're right. I'm horribly wrong. This is a different Daily Show correspondent. Who's the guy? Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter.
This special is so utterly fantastic. It's not just a stand-up special. It's like it's a production. There's video wall elements. There's like the camera's fucking moving around him and shit.
I know exactly what you're
ended up
talking about,
watching
but
it,
I don't know his
I'm
name.
looking. I'm going to IMDb.
I know who you're
for
talking about.
Spider-Man 2.
But I don't want to say his ethnicity because I don't want to get it wrong. Because
Well, I mean,
I feel like he's
let's
Indian,
not-
but he might be Pakistani.
That's the reason
I'm not
I
sure.
jumped to
Yeah.
it's that guy, a Daily Show correspondent that does stand up. Like I was like, I got him.
Yeah.
He was on the.
Did you watch the Hassan Minaj Homecoming?
Yeah. I
I'm
loved it.
thinking of
It's so
I thought it was
good.
beautiful.
And Bo Burnham's
Sif?
Make Happy.
Mandeev.
Yeah,
Asif Mandeev is who I
Yeah,
was
he's been in a
thinking
ton of shit too.
of. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. I will agree with Greg though. There is a saturation point that we are quickly approaching. There's a bubble right
And
now.
there's a bubble, but I feel like the last year has been so fantastic.
They've been phenomenal.
Stand-ups.
But it's because there's so much of it that now you can pick and choose the good ones. Because for every good one, there's like 3 or 4 specials that I'm like, not feeling this.
too.
This
Me
one was
too.
clearly rushed. There's a lot of big specials, big name people who you're like,
Kevin Hart.
this is a little
not good?
little crazy. I haven't watched Kevin Hart's
a lot.
yet, but
I can't believe I'm forgetting this. The guy that was big in the 90s.
Oh Jesus, come on, man.
there's a lot of those guys.
I know. but
Louis
like-
Norm
Anderson.
Macdonald.
No, black dude.
He was pretty funny. Norm Macdonald's funny. Black guy big in the 90s. Not Chappelle. Chris Rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chris Rock's fucking sucked.
really?
I liked Chris Rock's
Sucked.
last special.
What
But
about
I
his
can
new Adam
understand
Sandler
that
film? How's that?
I don't
that
know.
got bad reviews.
comment.
I haven't
Really a
watched it.
surprise.
It's weird. Again,
shock.
not here's the deal. I have
Give me the
so
deal.
little patience for things because we're all spoiled and we all have so much content out there that's great that when I watched the trailer for that, and again, it looks like a YouTube Red movie, I'm like, nope, not going to watch this.
Now I feel like we're giving YouTube Red movies a bad thing. Every time I
we're
see,
not.
No, we're not.
Hey, there's good stuff though,
Cobra
right?
Kai.
Is there?
I don't know. That the new Anna show, I thought looked interesting. No, not good. I apologize. Then I take it back. Fuck
Well,
you.
I mean,
People are really liking Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I'm getting good reviews.
And-
But it's a YouTube Red thing though. Like you watch it, you're still like there's the production level you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's still there.
I'm okay with that for Karate Kid, to be honest, because we think back to the dark years of Karate Kid.
dark years.
Hilary Swank, when they just decided to put her as a Karate
That's
Kid.
his
That's a
Karate
dark
Kid.
year. Okay, that's my Karate.
That
Kid.
was she fought an eagle or had an eagle. Didn't someone
yeah,
have a
dude.
falcon or some shit?
Was it the next Karate Kid?
That was the next Karate Kid, and then they
I love
redid
that
it with
shit.
Jackie Chan and
That was
Jaden
the
Smith.
next
That was my Karate Kid.
Yeah.
It's fuck not your Karate Kid.
Here's
bullshit.
my one request
Give it
before
to
we
me.
wrap up this thing.
Give it to me.
What I would like is something we never do, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a date with you to go see Tag.
Okay,
I don't want to read reviews. I don't want to talk about it. I just
Okay.
want to go see Tag, you and me.
sure.
We can go to whatever keto place you eat before.
No, that's fine.
Keto,
We
keto.
could do it at Alamo Draft House if they have it. They have
You
wings
guys
there.
are
That's
gonna-
my man
you
right
guys
there.
are gonna Pay for the movie. You guys
Yeah,
are gonna pay
we
for
are
the
going to
tag.
pay.
No, because
we believe in
here's-
paying people, just like you should if you like their art at patreon.com/kindafunny.
Or you can
Here's-
buy movie pass and they still get paid.
No, he's hawking for us now. You got to let him just talk.
Thank you.
Okay?
I thought I
he's
could
trying to
put it-
get, he's
I
trying to
thought
put
I
money
could-
in your
I'm hawking for
pocket.
Movie Pass, man. They
Here's the
gotta
thing.
pay us
He brought it up on
eventually.
a show, so our accountant said it was okay that we go to movies as long as we make content.
Oh,
out
how'd
of
that
it.
call go today? Yeah, that's
It
what
was
it
okay. It was okay. It was pretty good. We're doing a lot of good stuff right. Right.
Yeah, sure.
We're just doing a lot of good stuff right.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
Well, apparently there was not to get too accounting nerd, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm concerned because you guys see a lot of movies for entertainment, but they're doing away with that deduction. So now we have to
'em.
mark that as research, and now we can mark like write off all of our stuff." And I was like, "Okay, cool, that works."
Is that your Pornhub subscription too then?
No, again, nobody subscribes to Pornhub, Greg. You got
Why
to
not?
learn how porn works.
I'll tell you what. I don't
Although
know.
I think I have accidentally subscribed to a lot of individuals because I keep trying to click their name, but there's a little check mark next to it, and then I'll click it, and it's like, "Are you sure you want to unsubscribe?" And I'm like, "I don't have an account. Where is this being logged? Where
your
somewhere,
Google profile.
probably on my Gmail if you search for it. There's just all the people I've accidentally subscribed to."
Great.
Here's what I'll say about
Fuck
it.
do I
Yeah, do
care.
I watch a lot of porn? No, sir, I do not. But
I watch enough for
when
both
we
of
were
us.
trying to get that Pornhub where we'd pay them to be in the videos,
We gotta do that.
We wanted to pop up and
We
be like,
gotta
ding,
do
ding,
it.
you having fun jacking off? Come watch
Hey
Kinda
man,
Funny
how's your
after
dick
this.
doing? It looks great from here.
And I followed the Pornhub account to DM with them about it. I never unfollowed them, and this Pornhub Aria, I don't know if she's a real person or not.
She is.
Her content's great. I'm enjoying this. I enjoy the Pornhub Twitter account quite a bit.
I don't mind it at all. It is a little shocking where you follow someone who's in the adult entertainment
Sure.
industry and you don't expect to see that on your feed.
Oh, you
and
do
what
that.
I mean by that is when you're at the airport.
Sure,
And you just don't like, so you can everyone can see your screen because all of our fucking phones are
Yeah.
44-inch TVs now.
Oh, well, this is what I was talking. I didn't tell you guys about this story at all. It was at PAX East.
Yeah.
At PAX East, I was walking around doing the Instagram stories. I like to do this now at events because it's just fun. Hey, here's a bunch of games I've seen so far. It's cool. I'll talk about them on Gamescast, whatever. And so I walked over to the Devolver booth and I was watching this game We Love to Run Backwards or something like that. It's interesting. You're running towards the top of the screen, shooting back towards you, and it's fun. But I was watching it, and I was like, do I like this? Do I not like it? And I had my phone open because I was ready to Instagram it if it was time to Instagram it. And eventually I noticed a guy standing next to me. I looked over, and I got one of these. Like a weird look. I was like, what? And I looked down, and the feed had refreshed, and it was just Darshell's ass.
Oh, yeah.
And so I walked over to fill the casual booth. I was like, Darshell, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. You know what I mean?
I'm aware of that as well because we follow a lot of our friends who do that kind of content.
Yeah.
And it's not anywhere in shape or form a slight against them. It's just people who know me would look at that and be like,
Just
that's
Nick
so
being Nick.
fucking Nick.
So Nick
And I'm
being
like,
Nick.
no, this is my friend. Like I'm trying to, like I follow this person. They're in our sphere of entertainment.
Right.
But what are you going to do?
You just need to own it, man.
I just am who I am.
Fucking own it. Be who you are.
I forgot. Someone was like, one of my friends was like, do you ever think it's like weird that like one day people are going to know like you watch porn and stuff? I was like, what fucking world do you live in right now? Like everyone watches it. And if you don't, it's not a big deal. Who
So
cares?
this porn star.
It's like doing heroin.
This porn star you know.
retweeted this thing. And
But you
it's
know
an
the porn
example
star.
of like weird shit coming up on your timeline. I'm gonna need you to just do this.
Scroll down so fast. Scroll down fast, you'll see purple. This is from...
Don't say the names.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went too fast. But yeah, there it is. That's the thing, all right.
Can I say too?
And I don't want Nick to do it. You don't need to scroll too fast.
Don't
Yeah, I scrolled too fast and I went to the other...
Scroll down
comments.
fast, you'll see purple. That's amazing.
Can we
But
say
it is
what
true.
it
You
is?
do see
It's a
purple.
bunch of red and blue like colors.
Dots that when you
But
scroll
then when
the-
you go down, it ends up just being a picture of like a fucking very well endowed man.
It's Thanos.
Rock hard.
It's Thanos.
With but like
Thanos'
purple
face.
and it's
It's Thanos.
with Thanos.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
Thanos'
that,
big
but
fat dick.
Oh, did you not see Infinity War? It's
I don't
Thanos.
know,
Have
man.
you not
Damn.
seen him in Fortnite?
that shit's impressive.
That is a world-ending dick right there.
That is-
Tim, what's your topic?
So my topic is weird. I don't know exactly where to go with it. I feel like we've done similar.
I clearly
things.
did not know where to go with mine either. so.
We got there though.
Okay,
we
we did.
got there.
We had a great time. People wanted us to hang out and talk more, and we do it. Whoa.
But my topic is, I was sitting with Gia. We were watching a movie at some point, and we were talking about my mom, and I was just like, she's old as hell, like she's seen some shit, and I was
How
like,
old's your mom?
oh fuck, I don't know, almost 70.
Okay.
So I'm like, wait a minute, like she grew up with the Beatles.
Mhm.
I wonder if she saw the Beatles live. So I texted her, hey mom,
Growing up in San Francisco, right?
yeah,
Yeah, she probably did.
you see the Beatles live? She's super stoked I was texting her. She's just like,
You gotta call your mom
yeah,
more, man.
yeah. I call her 3 to 4 mornings on my drive to work.
Okay.
Out of the
What do you guys talk about?
Probably
Usually
me.
Nick's fucking comments,
Yeah.
honestly.
Good. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
lot of shit. Like, there's been a lot of calls recently that are like, honestly, I think Nick's going too far. And I'm like, no, mom, stop.
Lean in.
Let us
Lean
do
in.
our art.
This is our art, Ann.
God.
Okay.
But she's like, yeah. I got to see them twice at the Cow Palace. I bought a scalper ticket for $12. It was originally $5.
Oh my God.
I was freaking 12 rows from the stage, 5 feet from when they entered. The second time was their last concert ever
Oh wow.
at Candlestick Park. And I'm like, that's crazy. What's even crazier? Joey! Come here.
Joe Star, we need you on set.
The juice.
Tell me about your mom.
Yeah, well, about in relation to this Beatles and artists and things.
Oh, my mom grew up in SF, and she was like the youngest out of all of her cousins. So my grandpa took all of like the older cousins and my mom to go see the Beatles, and then she went again when they did their last tour through SF, and then I took her for her birthday to see Paul McCartney when he closed out Candlestick.
So, Joey's mom and my mom were at the same concert.
That's crazy. That's
Fucking
awesome.
Crazy. That was
That's
just a
pretty
fun little
amazing.
wrinkle to the thing that I found
That's
out
really
today.
cool.
But I just heard that. I'm like, my mom was at the last Beatles concert ever. How fucking cool is
That's
that?
pretty awesome.
So again, I don't really know what the topic is. It's kind of made me think about like artists that I never got to see because they died or whatever. Like I'll never see a Tribe Called Quest in its full capacity. Pipe Dog. Doing the whole scenario and all that stuff. Like watching scenario live with everybody would have been the most epic fucking thing ever. It'll never happen. It'll just never happen, right? I've never seen Eminem live. He could die at any moment, and I think like that would be pretty bad for me because I want to see him live. He's a great performer. He has a large discography that I like.
Is he never going to go back out on the road and
He just doesn't really
flow?
tour. He only does like huge Coachella like big events.
Yeah.
How baller would it be right now if I went, Eminem, come in here, and he came in and just started fucking rapping?
That'd be pretty fucking crazy. But yeah,
He's not here, though.
I
Sorry,
started
guys.
thinking back, and I'm just like, man, like, is there any artist that you guys are like?
Oh, tons. There are tons. I mean, like I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan. I'm clearly like, I mean, by the time I got into them, they were long since gone. But I would have loved to have been to one of those concerts. And I always talk about how I had the opportunity to go to a Rage Against the Machine concert when they got back together and played.
Santorum or
yeah.
whatever?
And I was just like, I could probably try to get a ticket, but I'm sure they're sold out, which I'm sure they were. I'm sure they sold out super quick because I think they only did like a few dates. I don't think they did a ton of stuff when they got back together. But I heard that concert, like the sheer fucking energy that they put out on stage was amazing.
Yeah.
So I'd have loved to see those two bands. But I've never like. That's the thing. I grew up in a household that was very musical. My dad was in a band for a very long time.
What kind of music they play?
All sorts. I mean, they like loved Beach Boys and stuff like that. So
yeah, all right.
they would do anything from like Help Me Rhonda to like Beach Boys to like some Rolling Stones and some stuff like that. But it wasn't like hardcore rock and roll. It was mostly just like stuff you
They
could
did a
play.
little bit of Beatles, all from the Sgt. Pepper's album.
Well, you know what's funny is I don't remember them doing any Beatles, and I don't remember them doing any
Overplayed.
Zeppelin. They really liked Beach Boys. Which was, I think it was just because
What's their stance on the Monkeys?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they ever covered any of the Monkeys. Were the Monkeys a real band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they really? I thought they were a parody band.
Well, they
There's a little bit
were,
of
but
this,
I mean,
a
they
little
were
bit
like
of
a comedy parody, but they still
Because
had
they were supposed to be the
People
Beatles,
love
right?
David Jones.
Remember the Turtles?
That was David Jones. No, yeah. So it was very weird. Like I would ask my parents like if they had gone to stuff like that, and I don't think they ever did.
Really?
So I didn't grow up in a household that was like, we should go to a live show and see
Yeah.
these things. It was mostly just my dad would play music in the garage and we would all listen to it. It
Like,
was
oh,
cool.
I guess that's the thing. This is a concert, a little private concert.
Well, it
The
was like
top
they would.
Scarpino.
It was him and his friends who from high school and college, and they just stayed friends, and they all had kids, and then they were all like our cousins, quote unquote, and they were our aunts and uncles and stuff. But not really. But it was like that was your aunt, so and so. And so they would get together, and they would always play the St. Catherine's Fair.
Yeah.
And they would get a stage together, and they would play, and they were dope. I mean, they were really musical.
That's
like,
awesome.
Like the woman that was their keyboardist was actually a very accomplished like composer and editor in film, and so she did a lot of musical editing and like a lot of top films, which was really cool. So they were good, but it was just like it was one of those things where I was like, oh, okay, it's my dad's doing the thing.
Yeah, so I mean, my mom and dad grew up in San Francisco, and during the hippie age, so they were super into live music and going to concerts, and that was during the whole like Bill Graham movement.
He has an auditorium.
And he does have an auditorium, and all that stuff. So it's like, yeah, they saw everybody. And
Used to own Punchline, by the way.
Really?
And Cobb's maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
Bill
that
Graham,
makes sense.
Bill Graham's company bought them at some point, and then I think they were sold to Live Nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
interesting.
Weird tidbit I
Yeah.
was researching the other day.
But then eventually, like in it must have been like late '90s or early 2000s. The Rolling Stones were doing like another. I think it might have been their final tour. No, they did one after that, but their second to last tour. And they were in San Francisco. We got tickets, and me and my mom and my brother went. So I got to see the Rolling Stones
That's
live.
awesome.
Which is fucking cool at Paco Park or AT&T Park.
Was it sold out?
Yeah, and it was awesome, dude.
I don't know. Did they sell out?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I
There
guess
was
so.
a giant
Tongue.
inflatable
Lips.
dick
Yeah.
that Mick Jagger fucking rode.
Yeah, he did.
And I was just
Yeah, he
like,
did. He's 87 years
like, it
old.
looked like it was
Fucking
Wait,
mad.
did it
Coming
come
out
out of the audience onto stage, or did they bring it out from the back?
From the stage
Oh.
out to the audience. And
Okay.
he just like mounted the thing like it was his dick, and he
Yeah.
just fucking fucked
Beautiful.
the audience. It
Nice.
was
You got fucked by
awesome.
Mick Jagger.
I mean, I was way back, way up, but I watched people get fucked by Mick Jagger.
Okay.
I'm
He's all
s-
walking around like
Mick Jagger walks fun.
he does walk fun. That's the best way to
does.
put it.
He got
He
a fun
walks
walk.
fun. He got a fun walk.
I'm always so fascinated when performers hit that level, right? Where I've gone down two rabbit holes in the last couple of years. One was watching music documentaries, not the least of which was Eagles, which is a 2-part documentary. If you haven't seen it, it's fucking great. And if you're a fan of the Eagles at all and you haven't watched this, get off your duff and watch it, because they were huge. You have those, and like on the second rabbit hole I've gone down is obviously comics, like read Dice Clay's biography, Steve Martin's biography, and these are people that went from doing open mics to then selling out Madison Square Garden, and like it's just such a weird thing to be like. Sam Kinison was the same way, where he could literally, like, he was always broke because he had just horrible addictions, but if he needed cash fast, he would go sell out like, you know, a 20,000 or like even a 6,000 seat auditorium, and you make a ton of money, and he would just be able to do that whenever he wants. So it's so crazy. Like Rolling Stones right now, if they wanted to, are they all still alive? I think they are, right?
Rolling Stones?
Keith Richards and Mick Jagger are still alive for
Still
sure.
alive. There's other ones that aren't.
Could just be like, let's just
As far as I know.
get back together and do another show wherever we want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally financially feasible, and we'll sell it out, and it'll be great.
What Beatles are still alive?
Paul McCartney, and I think
Paul McCartney is still kicking?
George Harrison's.
No, he's dead. He
Dead.
died in college. That was a
Did
big
he?
deal. Yeah, he died in my college.
Ringo's probably
Ringo's
still
still
alive then.
alive.
Yeah, I know
bet
two of
Ringo.
them were.
I was a huge
Actually, he
fan
may
of
have
Ringo.
passed
Because of the
on.
pizza
Lame
commercials.
Yeah, crust first.
Yeah.
I ate my pizza crust first because of fucking Ringo.
Sure. I remember
Do you remember that?
No, but I think of myself as the Ringo of this group. I just want you guys to know that. Where it's like, just there, man, just trying to do my best sometimes.
I don't know.
Bob Surratt and Mary Ann Murciano on Fox Thing in the Morning had a joke about it back in the day in the 90s that always stuck with me. They were, they used to read the newspaper and talk about it, and basically what we do. Well, they gave probably more information and resources than we did, but there was a cartoon in, I guess, like the Sun Times or the Tribune in Chicago that was basically like, Mom, did you know the Pizza Hut guys got a band called the Beatles? Like, it was like the kids learning about
funny.
it only through that.
Well,
and then
I only knew about him, and like I loved him because he was Mr. Conductor in Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh,
And so he
that
was the
makes
guy
sense.
that'd be like telling the kids the stories. He was kind of like the Mr. Rogers
Yeah.
of Thomas.
That's right. That's crazy.
And I fucking loved that shit when I was little. And then he got the pizza commercial, and I was like, that's my fucking
You're like,
dude.
this guy's
He's
moving up in
telling
the
me
world, man.
He's telling me to eat pizza backwards. I'm going to eat pizza backwards.
I mean, dude, the Beatles were such a fucking big thing. I mean, they were the biggest thing on the planet, bar
Kinda
none.
like Fortnite.
Like it was like just the fact Beatlemania was like, You just go back and look at some of the footage
like
of their
Hulk
old
media.
concerts. It is nuts.
Yeah,
it's
man.
nuts. And to hit that level of success that young too, because I think they were all in like their early
God, they must
20s
have
when
been
they got
early
big.
20s, yeah.
They did the
They
Ed
look like
Sullivan
babies.
show, and they're just like kids, and they were fucking huge. Everyone loved it.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about like modern day. Like things have changed, obviously, and
Right.
like there's some people that are like even bigger in terms of how many people they can get in a room, but it doesn't have that same level.
Not like in Mindshare.
Exactly, and it's nuts. Like because
Yeah.
there's certain concerts. I mean, like there's places that are bigger that sell out bigger places.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of if there's an artist right now that you could ping that would be like the thing. Because I think the other thing is there's more artists, there's more exposure on multiple people. So
This
like,
is what we talk about. It's just like as the human race, we are just so much more fractured now. In terms of, I can sit here and just this weekend, all I did was read comic books. You know what I mean?
good
And it's
weekend.
like it was a fantastic weekend. But I'm
weekend.
saying is like you get to go into your niche and not worry as much. And when that all starts happening, and there's 150 channels instead of 3 networks, like
that's
you
a good
can't have
point.
the domination.
But I mean,
you
but
used to
even then, those 150 can still be bigger. In
100%,
terms of
100%.
You know what I mean? Like that's what's crazy about it, right?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson is a person that I'm so upset I never got to see live. Like that is,
he would have been amazing.
he would have been fucking amazing.
But
'Cause
like,
there's certain people that
what
are just
era Michael
performers.
Jackson would you have wanted to see
Thriller.
though? Because like toward the end, they were like, if he's wearing fucking football pads
I don't know, man. Like
and
the
sparkly everything, it's like kind of weird.
I have such an appreciation for the production, and I feel like the later you go with Michael Jackson, the more flashy it gets.
Yeah.
And the more he has to go back, the more bullshit you gotta listen to. But the more, just kind of Thriller becomes this whole other thing, right? Like, and when you look back at the legacy of everything that he did, I would have fucking loved to see it. Like, probably the most impressive concert I've ever been to, and the one that I'm so happy that I was actually fucking there and got to be a part of it, was the Watch the Throne tour, which was Jay-Z and Kanye.
Oh yeah.
And what they did with that show, like really is debatably like them at their peak, where Kanye hadn't went full fucking crazy, hadn't even begun to yet. And Jay-Z was killing it, back-to-back hits. And you get there, and what they did, where like there was those giant fucking cubes that came up, like there wasn't even a stage. It was just above people. There was 2 giant cubes with video wall everywhere. Jay-Z was on one, Kanye was on another, 20 feet away from each other. And it was just so larger than life and fucking epic. There was no openers. There was no bullshit. It just, the lights were all off. Then all of a sudden they went on and the show started. They did the whole fucking thing. And then they did In Paris at the end. And then they ended it and they're like, again. And they just played the song again. And then they said again. And then they played the song again. And they played that song fucking 12 times in a row.
That's
and
awesome.
Every time just got more hype and more energetic. They got in the crowd, giant mosh pits. It was a fucking moment. It was
That's
so
awesome.
good. And I remember it was around there, Kanye and Lady Gaga were supposed to go on tour together. And I was like, this sounds amazing.
That's amazing.
These are 2 performers.
That would have been amazing.
Artists. The production value would be fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
It'd be a goddamn circus. And then Kanye had to go and do the whole Taylor Swift bullshit of like, I'm gonna let you finish whatever. And
Peace out, Kanye. Your career ended right there.
caused all these fucking issues. And then he had to cancel the concert. Me and Alfredo had tickets. We fucking bought tickets. We had to get refunded. Didn't even get refunded the convenience charge for a concert they canceled. Fuck you, Ticketmaster.
Gaga's one of those.
Inconvenient.
Gaga's one of those people that like I watched her documentary, and I had respect for her obviously, but I think I watched her on the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and I was like, that was awesome. The amount of energy she put into that show was fucking amazing. The fact that she came from the ceiling like a spider, like doing this thing, and then at the end just straight up caught a ball as she jumped off the stage. I was like, I got a little more respect for her than I had before, because I always just considered her music to be kind of run of the mill poppy.
Oh no, dude. She's a raw talent.
Watching her in that documentary, obviously to get to that level in any medium it takes a crazy work ethic. So I knew that, right? But seeing her and seeing what she does and seeing how much of the stuff she actually does herself and how much she puts into the music, I was like, damn, dude, I got fucking respect for you. So I would love to go see her in concert. I think that'd be really fun. As far as artists that aren't alive anymore, I got to bring up Prince. I would love to see a Prince concert. Just to hear him do that many times, just so I get more inspiration from my own Prince shtick.
For your own work for the morning show.
Yeah.
Research. I don't like that one.
That's the
Getting
best.
worse.
No,
It used
that's
to be really good.
There's right
One
before
song.
Kiss. It goes.
Okay, that's true. That's true. It does.
And it just sounds like a lame nut, where you're just like, oh God, I just came and I
that
didn't.
was graphic.
Nuts.
You know, like, you ever take your hand off
on
of
the
it?
phone?
Call up your mom and see how she reacts to the
If
term
I
lame
understand
nut.
correctly, she doesn't know how to watch GameOverGreggy show anymore.
Perfect.
No, my mom figured it
She only
out.
watches the morning show, so like that's why.
My mom started watching the morning. Or I think she started listening back to all of her own podcasts or watching them. And she called me the other day and she was like, "So what was wrong with Christmas? Like what happened?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "I can't." But like, she's like, "You had a stressful Christmas. What did I do? What happened?" And I'm like, "I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, Ma." I had to have a 20-minute conversation with her. I'm like, I talk out of my ass when I'm on this show. I don't know what I'm talking about.
And you especially don't know what you're talking about for GOG episode 147.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you got to give me the. I'm like, give me the timestamp. She's like, what? No, I'm
I
not giving you
forget
a
what it
fucking
was I did
timestamp.
recently. This happens every few months where I'll say something we're doing, some project we're doing, whatever. And my father on the phone will think it's interesting. I'm like, oh, yeah, can you send that to me? I'm like, sure. It all posts the same place. You can go see any of this anytime you want. It's not hard to find, except for the fact we put up 3 videos a day.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say, and it's something that I learned recently, and I've had the inkling, but now I know, is I just fucking hate concerts. Like, I'm not going to do concerts anymore.
But you
like,
just
it's
went to that French girl concert, though, right?
yeah, get in your microphone. Yeah, I went and saw Charlotte Cardin.
Yeah.
With Geneviève Saint-Onge. It's her favorite Montreal singer. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No.
So when it was at the
balancing
chapel
it.
here in SF.
An
And
institution here.
it is it? First off, beautiful venue.
Yeah.
Secondly, it turned out you and I had gone there before and seen some kind of comedy thing. Remember, I think it was Drucker maybe during Sketchfest.
Oh,
and
Chapel.
Bromley was
Yeah,
in front of
yeah,
us.
yeah.
And because Jen's like, you ever been here? I'm like, no. And I walked in, I was like, oh no, I've
yeah,
totally been
totally.
here with
Isn't
Nick.
that,
and
it's
I saw
kind of
this
small,
Bromley.
though, right? It's not huge.
Yeah, it's super tiny.
I've been there.
And so here's the thing.
Almost was there.
Oh wow, that would have been a great venue.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about it is I guess I say I hate them. And I just need them to go very specifically my way. Chapel, incredibly close. But the problem was that we got there right as the doors open, which I'm not a fan of. I like to just be leisurely when I get there, but Jen wanted to be there to get great seats. Okay, cool. We got there, and then upstairs, it turned out we could get a table. We were right at the fucking top of the railing. It was amazing. But then the problem was, I'm sitting there, and every so often I just glance at the bathroom. Because I don't have to go to the bathroom yet, but I know I'm going to have to pee at some point. And it's like, fuck, there's a line, they're waiting. When do I go? It kind of ruined the opening acts of like, shit, do I go? Oh, do I worry about, fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do.
The opening acts.
I know.
That's the
They were
key.
good though. I liked them. You would have really, there's one woman there you would have been. And I know you're already in love with Charlotte Cardin just from the little bit I showed
she's
you.
very charming.
The woman before her looked like she
Very
would like,
charming.
she would wreck your world. And she was definitely,
You know, I
kind of
have
woman
a
you want.
soft spot in my heart for women who look like they will destroy my
This
life.
woman would have just broken you.
There's
into
nothing
a million
sexier to
pieces.
me in life than a woman who looks like she could chew right through me and not even like, you know, like when you run over a pigeon, you're like, what was that, pop? And
No,
you never think about
I
it
mean,
again.
what?
That's sexy to me.
It was Nia, N-I-I-A.
Please.
She has this giant long ponytail and she came out in like a hoodie and then she took it off and she was just fucking, not rapping, but like singing and
yeah.
like, it was great.
Well, you know, my wife and I both have a crush on the lead singer from Fantagram. So
No, I don't, oh yeah, I do know who that is. I
yeah,
was
she's
like,
amazing as well.
Anyways,
Instagram
though,
awesome live.
I
They
saw him
are
at the Game
good live.
Awards once, right?
No.
I think you
No?
probably did.
No.
Okay. Who'd I see at the Game Awards once?
Churches.
That's true. That is,
Churches
that's
is
100%.
good, too.
God, you're very good at this game.
I am. Churches.
So here's the thing.
Similar to Panagram.
Charlotte Cardin, I was like, all right, we're close. This wasn't terrible, except that I had to fucking burn 4 hours here. You know, I went to the bathroom, all this stuff. You're great. You're great. She asked Jen to prom for me, which is a huge thing. I like that a lot. The one I go back to of my most recent concert experience that was C'est Magnifique, of course, was my date with one Gia Tap Harris, where we went and saw Vanessa Carlton. And it was perfect because one of the acts I've wanted to see my entire life. She's not that popular, apparently. So we got there late, right before she went on. There was an open table right there. We sat down. The line to the bar wasn't long. Bathroom lines weren't long. Saw the fucking...
Well, is she playing at Chuck E. Cheese? Where the fuck was Vanessa
She was playing
Carlton?
Great American music.
Hall?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good venue.
That's
Exactly.
where Kind of Funny Live 2 almost was.
And it was just like, we walked in, it was great. There was tables, everything's fantastic. This is what I want. I enjoyed this. Now, you go the opposite direction. Same story, though. Act I've wanted to see my entire life. One Michelle Branch. And I will tell you, I'm a bigger Michelle Branch fan than I am Vanessa Carlton, but I love Vanessa Carlton. She's always going to be number one.
Stacey Orico.
I fucking hate you so much. You came with me. It was
did.
a double date.
I did.
We had the girls. We went to this Michelle Branch
Slim's,
thing.
another institution in
And
San
I
Francisco.
fuck Slims and fuck that show. The audio mix was terrible. It was standing room only.
Yeah, I
we
don't
got
like that.
there.
It fucking sucked.
We were way towards the back. Their mics weren't working for
I
part of
would've
the
left.
show. I was
I
like,
would've asked
we
my money
did.
back and
We
left.
did leave.
I would've
I was
left.
like, I've waited since freshman year of Mizzou. I've waited to see this woman live. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave. I'm done.
Yeah, dude.
This sucks.
It was a freaking disaster.
Now, you might say, Greg, you're a huge Weezer fan. You always say that's your favorite band, right? And that's true. I do say that, and I do agree. Went and saw them at some other place. a big arena,
Yeah.
outdoors. What am I talking about?
Mountain View, Shoreline.
Yeah,
Amphitheater?
Shoreline Amphitheater. Thank you very much. Nick, he just knows, Nick.
He's
he
on
just
it.
knows.
He's been to a lot of concerts.
Went down there. Of course, I have seats. I'm a big fan of that. I had some kind of pass that got me into the VIP bar. I saw Brian Bell from Weezer come up and get a drink, and I was like, this is a cool place to be. Went to my seat. As I'm walking to the seat, kids are yelling out, Greg, kind of funny, like kind of funny fans there. We walk down. It's me and Poe. We are 5 or 7 rows away from the front. We walk in. I'm wearing the kind of funny shirt. That's the sunset, the bridge,
Love it.
the bridge.
Classic Kind of
Get
Funny.
into my seat, turn, look at me. Another kind of funny fan, I shit you not, sitting there in the exact same shirt as me. And he's like, and I'm like, well, this is your fucking day, huh? And he's like, we palled around. It was great. However, same thing. I gotta go to the bathroom. It's all the way over there. There's a million people. I'm having fun drinking these $19 beers, but I can't drink too many because I gotta drive this fucking zip car home.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me. I should have just stayed home and said, hey, Alexa, play Weezer. There you go. I'm having a fucking experience.
I saw Fantagram at the Independent, and I did not know.
Another institution.
A great institution. Actually, really good venue. I think they just redone it. So it was like brand new.
Independent's fantastic.
And I went with Eric, and he was like,
The hipster god, if you didn't know.
yeah, he's my hipster Jesus. And he was always the guy that was like, oh, you got to listen to this band, you got to listen to this band. Finally, he was like, I don't want you to listen to Fanagram. I just am going to get you and your wife a ticket. I think at the time we were dating. It's like, I just want to get you guys tickets. You're just going to come. I just want you to experience this. And I was maybe 10 feet away. I mean, the Independent's tiny.
Yeah.
So we had gotten there a little early. I think we paid for like one of
Everyone's
the
10 feet away.
side tables or whatever.
Yeah.
So we had a spot to just kind of like hole up. And my God, they were fucking fantastic in that venue. Last time we saw them, they were good, but I don't like outdoor venues because the energy kind of just goes away.
Yeah.
And you're so far from the stage, you're like,
with
nah,
it.
I'm not really saying. But like in the Independent,
Dude,
where you're just
I love
in
it.
there and you're just everyone's
I love
fucking
that
experiencing
sweat.
it
I love
together.
the
It's
fucking
so
heat
amazing.
being in that
And she
shit.
came out. I forget her name, the lead singer for Fanagram, and she came out, and my wife audibly gasped. She was like, oh wow, she is fucking sexy. And I was like,
is.
babe, that's why I married you. You got
Yeah.
good taste.
got good
And she does that
taste.
thing where she's like keyboard or dancing, and then the guy's sexy too. And she's like, I can't tell. So my wife, she's like going back and forth. I can't tell who's why.
Killing it.
And I was like, we can have both. We can have both.
When all this started, I texted one Aunt Dell. Now, many of you don't know Aunt
Adele?
Dell well. Aunt
Adele
Dell.
is your aunt?
Dell. You might know Aunt Dell,
Hello?
though, as the wife of Uncle Scott, whose car your car smells like. Aunt Dell, she taught radio in high school for many a year. She was always the cool aunt, and she always had these stories. I reached out to her, and I was like, can I call you into this show for your crazy story? But then we moved on.
Yeah.
And I was like, we've moved on. I'm sorry, it's too late by the time she responded. But she hit me up with this. I was like, what are the concerts you'd been to was the original question, right? She's seen the Beatles 3 times, met the Rolling Stones, Herman's Hermits, Peter and Gordon, Chad and Jeremy, Tom Jones, Dave Clark 5. My friends and I were written up in the Chicago Tribune for being able to break into McCormick Place. She recently met up with Peter Asher of Peter and Gordon. They had an interview way back in the day, I guess, with Peter and Gordon, but Gordon passed.
Wow.
That's Aunt Dell getting around being
Aunt
crazy.
Dell, man.
Aunt Dell
Yeah.
killing
Shout
it.
out to Aunt Dell.
Meanwhile, my mom, big old Jamie Kennedy, like obsessed with horses.
She loves them horses.
Yeah. We don't have many horse topics, though.
Remember Kind of Funny Live too?
I ride 1,500 pound. Whoa, mom, that's too much. No context there. She's talking
Yep.
about Dan Reicher's like, what is your mother saying to me right now?
You're like, I'm not sure if she's going to
fucking
kill me or
great. That
sleep
was
with
awesome.
me. It was great.
Couple
Yeah.
things I want to say about concerts.
Sure.
Because I feel like people need shout outs and some people need to be
Oh, we're gonna put some
called
people
out.
on blast.
Yeah. People that I didn't expect to put on a good show, but like really blew my mind. Drake and J. Cole separately.
Excuse me.
And
What
this
was that
is
last
years
one?
ago.
Jake
J.
Cole.
Cole.
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Jake
The J.
Cole.
Cole.
J.
Cole.
Cole.
Thank you.
Both of them fucking fantastic shows. So good. Lupe Fiasco also on that list. I expected him to be good though. Those 3 were good. Kendrick Lamar,
Not good.
biggest disappointment I've
Really?
ever seen.
No.
Yeah. Granted, this was years ago. Didn't have the budget that he does now. But I left that show. I'm like, well, fuck, that sucks. Like, you really are disappointing.
That's too bad.
Because I loved his music. It
Yeah.
was great. But seeing him live was like, you're just rapping over a fucking instrumental. There's
That
nothing special going on
sucks.
here.
That sucks.
But I don't know. Gia's actually going to a Kendrick Lamar concert randomly tomorrow.
That's weird.
Because her friend has hookups and shit.
I knew I had some other stuff to go
Yeah.
with this one. First off, on your point, shout out to Lucky Boys Confusion. I've seen Lucky Boys Confusion multiple times live. They're always amazing. But I was younger back then, where I'd get there hours early, just piss on the
You
ground.
just wanna be in
fucking
there. You
do
wanna be in the
drugs.
energy.
Yeah, exactly. I am seeing this Saturday And this is this should tell everyone all you need to know about Greg Miller and his like concert. Like, oh, fine. The Children's Miracle Network. We do Extra Life. We raise a lot of money. It's amazing.
We're awesome.
The SF hospital we raise money for reached out and they're like, hey, we're doing this benefit thing in Oakland. First off, do you want to come over and see it? We can get you tickets, get you to the after party open bar. And they're like, Dave Grohl is playing. And I was like,
Dave Grohl's very talented.
I guess. I like the Foo Fighters. I enjoy Dave Grohl.
Give it to me, Nick.
Foo Fighters. That's how he says it. You ever heard the Dave Grohl story?
Yeah, you told him the
great.
show. I think that's right. Yeah.
Is it? How do you say it?
That's fun.
Foo Fighters.
No, I'm excited for it. But again, I'm excited. But it's the same thing. I got tickets now. It's like a thing. I feel like I have a seat. I'm not. I just hate going and being like, oh, you just stand around.
No,
Be a
man,
moron and
it's true.
stand around. I'm like, well, I'm tall. I feel bad about that.
I miss the days of standing around because I'm with you now. Now I'm like, fuck it. I just want to fucking sit down and not have to worry about any of this shit. Man, I used to love being in that fucking front row, being surrounded by people and just fucking feeling the heat and the sweat. And
I remember,
around.
Lucky Boys Confusion, Columbia, Missouri, 2001. I don't know anybody, and they came to town, and I went there, and I went front row, pressed up against the thing. They spit water in my face. I was like, yeah, and then like a couple years later, I was seeing him at House of Blues in Chicago. Same thing. We came, and it was like we got out, and like somebody was smart enough to pack waters in the trunk, and we were all like, oh, thank God. And we drank. And it was just like, yeah, it was a different day and age back then. Now I'm old as shit.
Because Milk Bar, where you do comedy all
I
night.
saw Troy Baker play there live. He was great too.
Really? I saw Macklemore play there live. And like,
What?
That's the fucking craziest thing. It's like when I always tell the story of like
played the
there being like
Macklemore
fucking
place.
20 people.
Well, they call me
there.
the Macklemore of comedy.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They really do
you,
call me that.
actually. But I mean, think about that.
No,
Right?
it's wild.
Like he was there, not sold out, in the same place that you do comedy to 4 people.
Did they have free pizza? Did they have free pizza for the Macklemore show too?
No, they didn't.
I didn't
Did you
feel
like that
I didn't
free
fe- I
pizza?
didn't feel comfortable taking it.
That's fine.
I got there late, and so then it was like, is this just for comics? And then Cool Greg was eating the pizza.
Nobody knows.
And I was like, ooh.
Oh, Cool Greg, by the way, is everyone's friend now.
Of course.
He's gone there. He speaks the language of a lot of comics.
What's he say?
He's like, yo, man, slap him, whatever. And then night, whatever.
That is the language.
Like,
Yeah.
slapping, I'm going to put a tag out. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, cool. Like the other night he came out to me to see my show at Sylvan Stills, which is a cool little venue, a brewery, but that they converted into a venue with some lights that could have been higher, more focused and actually working. That would have been nice. But otherwise, happy to perform out there. The headliner is a guy named Mark Smalls. Mark Smalls, I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He's really, really funny and proved himself yet again because all of us were going up and bombing. And then by the time that he got up, he like forced the venue to turn the lights off. And then everyone started paying attention and he fucking crushed. It was hilarious. He was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm performing out here to a goddamn brewery. People are fucking, there's a brewmaster over there. And he just started.
Is he the guy with the long hair?
Yeah. He's the guy, he wears like a beanie. He looks like, and he points out Cool Greg because they had like, he walked by Cool Greg and Cool Greg looked at him and he looked at Cool Greg and then he was just they were just like, what's up? And that was it. And I was like, they've never talked before. But Cool Greg was just locked eyes with him. And then he made a joke about Cool Greg, how he was like, he's like the alternate version of me. Get the fuck up here. And Cool Greg walked up and went, eat. And they looked like just different characters, like the same character, but different hairstyles. It was pretty funny.
Different
Cool Greg.
skins.
I need you to get on the mic and the Greg cam. Cool Greg cam.
Oh, can he do
What
it?
is your version of this story?
He's not on Cool Greg King.
Well, judging by the text he sent me the next day, I don't know if Cool Greg remembers too much of the story.
Can they hear you? Is your mic working?
Yeah, I went to this on my phone, but out of embarrassment, I deleted the text because he never responded. But if you want to read the text,
I'll read the text because this is a very endearing text. The reason I didn't respond, by the way, is not because I just didn't care. It wasn't I was mad or anything. I was just like, I got too much shit to do. So I hope you didn't take any offense to that, but it just didn't register as something I needed to really.
You gotta
catch
respond to Cool Greg when he texts.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
let's
I respond
see.
right away. I'm so happy.
He said, "Yo, I was a capital OVAS Ovis last night.
It's like over. Done.
Drunk as fuck. Hope I didn't embarrass or bug you, my G. I don't remember too much. Haha. No, you're fine." But he was hammered, and it was because all the comics got free drinks. And I don't drink, so I was like, but I'm like, this is all I'm getting paid for this
Well, Cool
fucking
Greg
gig.
does.
So I was like, Cool Greg, what do you want? And he was like, whatever you want to get. And I was like, give me whatever the good beer is. So we got him a couple drinks. Plus, we had barbecued that day, so he had already gotten in. And was a little over the hill, like over at Ovis when he got my car. Now, did I learn more about tagging in San Francisco than I ever thought? Yes. But it was a nice
Do you
education.
remember that, Cool Greg?
As we drove, he was like, there, this thing, that way, that's my boy, this and that. And I was like, cool. Then we get there. Now, I will say this. This is a critique, not. I don't want you to be offended by this, but I'll just offer you a bro to bro critique of this. Normally, I don't bring the heckler to the show, but that would not anyone else, just me. Because he was like, I was performing and he was like just talking to me. And I was like, I love it. He was also, by the way, the only person paying attention to me. So not only did I bring the audience, but I brought, yeah. But he also was so drunk that I was like, cool, wait, I'm going up next. Tim wants you to record the show for archival. He's like, no problem. And then immediately went to the bathroom line to wait in. And then I literally, as I got up, I looked over and I saw him closing the door to the bathroom. I'm like, well, okay. It worked.
Okay.
It was hilarious. Oh no, he gave us good feedback. He recorded. It was all funny. I'm mostly just teasing him.
There was another story recently of you recording Nick's stand-up where a scuffle happened.
Oh God, the heckler, Milk Bar. Yeah. This woman was out on a date, having a great time, and this was Milk Bar. It was a show that I did on a Tuesday night that the promoter, I guess, didn't really put it out there, so only like maybe 10 people showed up, but it was a nice enough crowd, people paying attention. Everyone was cool, but this girl was blottered. And she was blottered, and that kind of blotter where it was like, no matter what I say to you or anyone says to you, you feel like you're a part of the show, so you're just gonna speak your mind as it was. And Cool Greg got a huge kick out of that. Not only did he do that, as he was filming me, I go off the stage and I see him filming me walking, and then he just lands on her, and I was like, oh God, what is this gonna be? And he was just kind of like, were you messing with her, or what happened?
So that was the best part of it. And the next day, I let it go. But I heard you say, Tim, like, oh yeah, he was just messing with some of the people. I'm like, in the front, like, that's not what the fuck happened. What happened was gold because she was talking all that shit to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, had the whole thing on camera, like, she thought so much shit was she's drunk and out of it. Halfway through, she drops her phone.
Yeah.
Phone's under her. So it's like, she's talking shit, and I know when her phone's under her. I'm like, this shows exactly how drunk she is.
Yo, she was.
As soon as she was done off camera, I make sure to get it on footage of me going up to her, picking up the phone, and be like, here you go, man. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
like, no. Some winners.
So
No,
he
she was
wasn't
so-
fucking with her. He was helping her.
I couldn't tell because I love Cool Greg. You don't know with Cool Greg. He's
never know.
multi-dimensional.
You don't know.
But this woman was a couple sheets to the wind. It's so much to the point where everyone else was sitting. She had arranged chairs so she could lay, like put her feet up, and was just having a great time. But again, this is what you got to do. I look at it like training. Like this is working out. You got to go there and you deal with people. And at the end, she got sort of kind of a little ornery with me, and I was like, but I'd already gotten the light, so I was just like, happily, ma'am, you're someone else's problem now. And I
Yeah.
give it back to the host. I was
That was
like,
good.
I'm not
That
dealing
was
with this
good.
shit
That's really
anymore.
good.
It was fun.
There was also another Milk Bar story that, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking
Say it. What did I do this time?
You left.
Oh,
so you
I
missed.
thought.
You missed.
Oh, this was like a
we-
couple
Can I do
minutes
the
ago.
prequel then to it?
this. Yeah.
Just before then. This is the opening act for your story.
Okay.
Is that we went to the Milk Bar. Oh fuck no, I can't tell it.
Yeah, you can't tell
Sorry,
the
good
prequel
call.
of that,
Good
sorry.
call. Good call.
So, well, we're at the Milk Bar, right? And we're there. We're watching Nick do some comedy, and then Nick leaves. Greg leaves, like right after. Totally understandable.
Yeah, don't get in my face, all right? I need
No,
to
no.
get fucking spinach and cook for my wife.
You're doing that shit. You do that, but that leaves me, Gia, Kevin, and Paula. And
What? When did Kevin and Paul get there? They weren't even there when I left.
Yeah, they came like after.
Jesus,
They
all
fucked
right.
up. Now,
Notice you never
and
see Kevin and I in the
Greg was
same
there
room.
too. Cool Greg was there too.
I'm always there.
Yeah, he's always there.
Thanks.
Cool Greg just follows Nick around. Thank you,
you.
Joey. But yeah, so
Thanks,
we're there,
Chester.
and
Love
there
you,
was
Joey.
like a couple other comics that were like waiting to go up. They
Yeah.
were just sitting around, and I like to watch Nick go up, and I like to stay for at least 5 or 6 other people just to like be there and support and do the
Nice.
whole fucking
I
thing.
appreciate that.
Because
They appreciate
Before I
that
left,
too.
I
by
liked
the
it when
way.
we lied. I'm just like, why are you guys? We're like, oh, just here to see comedy.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, yeah. It's like, you know, I like to, people know we walk in with Nick. I don't want to be the guy leaving when Nick leaves. It's just not a good look. So I was like, all right, cool. We're gonna chill here for at least a bit. And we all know how this goes because we've done it a million times. We're sitting there, people making jokes. Some of them so fucking bad, so bad. Some of them really fucking good. This dude Ian, I keep talking.
Ian's
about him.
hilarious.
Funniest person I've
Yeah.
seen in San Francisco. So good. Besides you, of course, Nick.
Yeah, well, naturally, I expect that.
But the funniest
Thanks,
thing
Joe.
happened, and you guys, you're gonna appreciate this. It gets to a point where it's just the 4 of us. I don't know where the fuck Cool Greg was. He must have been eating pizza behind
Yeah, where'd
us.
you go? Yeah, you were there when I left.
Like,
Oh, he's tagged.
He was somewhere. But it's just the 4 of us. So these poor comics, they're going up, looking at us, all huddled next to each other, sitting. And they're just trying their best to make the jokes, and then it just turns into a thing where they're roasting us.
Yeah.
And it's just like
They turn from this is not going well, so I'll try crowd work, and then when the crowd work doesn't go well, let me insult the crowd to get them back.
and I'm just like, there's literally 4 of us here. Like,
Yeah.
why are you making fun of me? But I'm happy because they weren't making fun of me. Guess who they were making fun of?
Kevin, they have to have been.
Kevin Coelho. We're sitting here, and this one person goes up and just looks, and he's like, he had this whole joke about marriage or whatever. He goes, "Any of you guys married?" And Kevin and Paula are like, "Yeah." And then he just looks at him and goes, he looks at Paula and goes, "Hey, oh, so like you dress him that way, right? So other people don't try to fuck him." I was
my
fucking
God.
dying. And then the next person goes up just ripping on Kevin like you let him go out like that? I'm just like this. It was just Kevin.
Was this
being-
when
I
he
had
was
Paula
dressed
react.
was he dressed as the sriracha bottle?
No, it wasn't that.
Was he wearing that bike messenger hat that like Will Smith wore in Fresh Prince of
those,
Bel Air?
Yeah, those reflective glasses.
No.
Was he dressed like
wearing,
Marty
his-
McFly
Did he
from
have
Back to
that
the Future
Superman
too?
shirt he has on that has
Was he
stains
dressed
on
like
it?
a lumberjack from
Was he in one of the black
Brody
shirts that
commercial?
has all the cat hair
No,
on
it
it?
wasn't
Did he
any of
have
those.
shorts on
It was
and
the
no
lumberjacky
socks?
looking one.
Okay. Yeah, he was dressed like a
Mick
lumberjack.
Foley. Mick Foley.
Yeah, the Mick Foley outfit.
The Mick Foley outfit.
Yeah, and with the Patreon shirt.
Ah, the gray Patreon shirt.
That,
I know
that
well.
hideous fucking blob monster Patreon shirt is that the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
where he got for free and just
Yeah.
wears it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know
It
why.
felt so good though, because it's like all day he just gives me so much. And he's not here right now, so I can fucking say this without.
Yeah,
He'll
no one
never
will ever
say
tell
this.
him
No one will
that
tell
we
him.
did
No one
this.
will
Yeah,
do
no one
this.
will fucking tell him.
Snitches get stitches.
It's just Mr. Bucket, but fucking Kevin all day fucks with me.
Yeah.
and like
He really
fucks with
does.
all of us, but he really.
No, he fucks with
me.
you.
He just wants to touch me.
Yeah.
He just wants to be around.
It's
He just wants to
possible,
do
and
all
some
the
have
things.
accused me of egging him on to fuck
No,
with you.
no, Nick, don't throw yourself
Now,
on Kevin's
I will say
grenade.
this. I'll take some of the heat on this. I will, because, when
This is why
here's
he's
the
the
deal.
champ, folks.
Here's the deal, Greg, and you know this because I've seen you do the same thing. When he's fucking with Tim, he's not fucking with me or you.
Right.
He stays away from
Right. He
us.
leaves us
Makes
alone.
our day so much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
So, you know.
We're in the bully entourage.
Oh,
we're
God,
we're
yeah.
egging Biff on so he doesn't
we
turn on
totally
us.
are.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Billy Zane and you're the other guy.
Exactly.
I forgot his fucking
3D
name.
glasses,
Yeah,
dude.
perfect.
No, that I have to imagine, even though they don't really know, some level of them subconsciously is excited when the Nick crew rolls in because they know we'll just take it and we don't care. We're there to have fun. Because that same thing happened to me the first time I went to see you, or the first big thing you did at Brainwash,
Yeah,
where we all went
the
out.
cookies and
the
comedy.
guy beforehand was like, looked down at me and Jed. He's like, "Are you two together?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're married." And he's like, "Oh, well, I know he must make a lot of money because you wouldn't be with him otherwise." It's like, yeah, my wife's too attractive for me. That's right. We don't make a lot of money though. Patreon.com. Please help us keep this.
Give
thing
us a
going.
goddamn dollar. For
Fucking
the love
please,
of God.
we're begging you.
Give us a
Jesus
dollar.
Christ, we have a comic book show on the one. It's a lot. There's a lot of things happening.
It's fun though. I mean, that's part of the fun of being a comic though, is that if you feel like
Safe
things are
space.
going well and you can fuck with the audience a little bit, or you can pick people out. Last night I did a show where two people were the only two people that were paying it. First off, did a show at Delirium last night, and there was maybe 20 people in this bar. 8 of them are comics, right? 8 of them are people who just came to watch a Padres game. So that tells you how much they give a fuck about what's going on. And then there's, what have I left over here? 8, and 4 of them are actually people who are just like kind of in the bar paying attention. Out of those 4, there was 2 that were a couple, and I have a bunch of jokes about being married and stuff like that. So I'm talking to these people because I'm like, you guys are clearly dating and stuff like that, and that was nice. But the people that were there to watch the game proceeded to get, but when I walked in, were hammered. And again, this is not necessarily a slight against these people. It's a fucking sports bar. They came there to watch the game. They probably had no idea there was comedy happening. No one promoted this thing. And they're outrageously loud. And the bar is tiny. So you're just like, you're having to do this because you're trying to be heard, and nothing's ever good delivered like this. And I'm trying to make eye contact with the one couple in there that I can roast a little bit and have fun with, who are clearly obviously on like a third date. You can tell. And so that's part of the fun of it, is like when you can make contact with those people and connect with those people, you can actually, like, my thing is, I'm like, there's 2 people paying attention. That's what I'm doing. You're the 2 people today I'm trying to make laugh.
Here's
That's
my
it.
question.
Yeah.
Is that because that's my not concern, but my question when it is before apparently Kevin and fucking Paula came out of the
Yeah.
wall, when it was Cool Greg, me, Tim, and Gia, as I like to call the cool
Yeah.
kids. When we were watching the people after you go up, and it's just us.
Yeah.
What's the motivation to keep coming back to do it for that? I understand you're not doing it because you want to be famous,
Sure.
you want to do this. All those would be nice benefits, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's to get a reaction. It's to have the connection with the audience in the same way I assume I do panels
Yeah.
and we do Kind of Funny Live.
Yeah.
But why go do these small open mics where clearly it's not a fucking thing and that's not why people are there?
Yeah, I think a couple things. You want to work through some new material and just you need to hear it come out of a mic. You have to practice performing on stage, because if I just practice in my car and I'm not getting the timing down of that extra
Holding to the
second
left, do the
delay.
stuff.
Well, even that of like, we're talking into a mic right now. We have no idea what we sound like on the other end of this, but you do hear yourself.
Yeah, Cool Greg doesn't even have headphones on. This could not
No,
be going
I mean,
anywhere.
half the time Kevin's looking at the fucking chive trying to find gifts to send me, which is great. But
just walked away
he's
from
gone.
control
It's just
center.
the two of us now. Everyone's leaving. Do they know something we don't? Do they slack each other? Like, yeah. No, I know it's hard. It is difficult, but you just find a reason every time you go out, right?
Okay.
Like I went to Delirium on Monday, and part of the reason why I wanted to do that was see how I'd feel after doing a full jiu-jitsu class and then going to perform.
Interesting.
Just to see if I could have the energy and then see what it did to me psychologically. Would I be more relaxed?
What'd you
Because I was
find?
tired. I went up there and
Yeah.
I was like, this is great. And the other part of me is I'm not afraid of there not being an audience anymore. Now you just go up and go, I'm going to
Whatever
do
I
my
got, I
thing
got.
and I'm going to
Yeah,
have fun. And like, it's actually a little less stressful now because I'm like, no one's paying attention. So the three people that are want to be here,
But,
and I'm going to try to make them laugh.
okay,
You know?
okay.
But when you go, the sad thing is what happened when you guys left Milk Bar and there was no one in the audience. That's when it's really sad and you struggle to figure out why the fuck you're doing this to yourself.
Yeah.
But when I'm there, I just go, cool, I'm going to say all my new jokes and try to work out the timing and try to work out the actual setup for them and stuff that I haven't done. Because the other thing is you think you have something, but until you've actually gone up and been like, I'm going to say this joke out loud, you don't know what you have.
Gotcha.
You don't know if you've got the setup, that the actual flow of it, and if there's a punchline there that you could actually do. I'm just talking from a pure semantics standpoint of like, I need to go up and say, what's the first sentence? What's the setup for this? What's the premise? And then how's it going to hit?
And how you transition between them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I did a dog joke about dogs being people's kids
Yeah.
for you, and that was the first time I'd ever done that. And it went okay. You know,
Yeah. I like it.
yeah, you got a little joke out of you. I thought you could dig it because you're
I have a dog.
Porty is your son. He's the chosen one. He's the Lion King. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we ask ourselves that question a lot, but it is that you start to realize that when you do this, you understand why people say it takes years to just get through. Because imagine if you had to practice like painting, but you didn't have a canvas at first, and you're like, well, I guess Cool Greg would find one
you'd
for him.
find one.
But that's the thing, right? You like comedy is a two-way street. You have to have, in order to do the art, you have to have someone else listening to you. You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
So you can't 100% be sure that it's working or you're good at it until you actually get in front of a paying audience. But you take what you can get.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 2, best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode early. How early? Well, it ranges. You can watch us record it live for $1. Just $1. You'd also get the Greg's Comic Book Club. No, Tim, you didn't want to be here for the sign-off. You didn't want to be here in your Sonic jacket looking all hot. In your
sat
fucking
down.
matching shoes.
Sat down to pee.
Why do you sit down to pee?
I sit on a pee all the time.
I know
love
you
it.
both do. I know
Wasn't
you.
it?
Oh. Okay. I respect.
I had them. I didn't
That was
need
at
to,
Taco
but I'm
Bell.
like, you know what?
I'm here.
That's why I do it all the time. I poop all the time, not because I have to, but because I'm there. It's convenient.
If you don't want to get it early and give us some money, you can go to youtube.com/kindafunny a week later
Give us some
on the
goddamn
Friday.
money,
Give us some
please.
money. We were joking.
We're
I mean,
greedy.
it's me and my wife are together out of love. It's not the money thing, because trust me, it ain't there. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. Thanks for watching the Game Over Greggy Show, everybody. Click here to subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to us, and we don't tell you that enough, so please, please, please do it. Click down here to go to Patreon. That also means a lot, but I already stressed to subscribe, so I won't stress the rest. Click here for a list of Game Over Greggy Show episodes you can watch and enjoy, and click down here for whatever Cool Greg wants to put there.